on, peoples? Man, this evaluation of love, episode 16. All right. You know what I mean? We got Miss Polly in the building. You know what I mean? You got me, Mr. Best in the world, up in the building. All right. Let me get this music going. That is the wrong track. There you go. There you go. Evaluation of love track. There we go.
It's very loud. It's kind of loud. Well, you know.
I'm turning it down. I got you. Here we go. Boom. Turn it down. Now, um, I'm not gonna be blasting music over, over you talking, Miss Polly. I would never do that. You know what I mean? I'm a nice guy.
Hmm.
Um, so I try to be nice at times. With that being said, all right, the link is pinned in the chat across YouTube and Twitch. Salute to M3. You know what I mean? Say salute to Miss Polly and Mr. Best. Thank you, M3. We appreciate you, brother. You know what I mean? Glad you up in the building. Make sure you like and subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships, all right? Show them brothers some love. But yeah, man, episode 16, y'all. You know what I mean? Before I get started, I'm gonna ask Miss Polly how she doing. Miss Polly, how you doing today? Everything good? You staying out of trouble? Everything all right?
Yeah.
You sure? You sure? You sure you're all right? Oh man. Listen, man. Okay, everybody that's outside, please. You know what I mean? Hide everything. Miss Polly is on the loose. Miss Polly is on the
That's lies.
loose. She is on the loose. Please be careful. All right. Drive safely. If you see Miss Polly in any vicinity that you are in,
No,
make
I
sure
didn't
you
do
take the
anything.
right precautions to make sure that you are okay. Because if you
Right.
see Miss Polly and you don't take the right precautions, your soul may get snatched. All right. Especially if you live in the local. Let me stop.
I didn't even do nothing. He just be lying on me. Don't listen.
Oh man. All right. So
Nice,
episode
nice lady
16,
like me would not do that.
mm, these are all debatable things that you're sharing right now. But let's get to it, y'all. All right. Now, this question is a loaded question, but it's a question that must be asked, right? Because it's multifaceted. But today, brothers, we bringing the brothers into the realm, man. Usually we try to bring everybody into the realm, but today we talking to the black man. All right, and we love Miss Polly's new camera, or her new kickstand camera. Looks nice. You know what I mean? Relax. The question is, and it's most notably for men, right? But women, y'all have this thing too, right? This happens with y'all too. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about the kid factor, baby. Yeah. The kid factor, baby, is a factor. Okay? Alright? So, right, and this is really across the board, but we really want to know, right? Why are people who don't have kids more attractive? Right? We hear about the body count when it comes to women. We hear about it if they have more than 2, 3 babies, they're nothing. Right? We hear this, right? This is a big thing in social media. You know what I mean? Brothers, if they have multiple kids, women try to sometimes duck and dodge and hide under garbage cans and all that. Because the brother probably on child support and he ain't really got no money to be taking them nowhere. Because child support is taking literally everything. Let me tell you something. I got some horror stories. I got one horror story that I'll tell. It was one person I know, somebody I'm really close to, right? When we was getting all that free money during COVID, because they was on that child support thing, the government took everything, every last dime, right? So these are things that people are aware of and afraid of, right? And kids are a blessing. We love kids, right? Miss Polly, right? Me, intellectual subbox, the whole name. We love kids, we do. But the kid factor is a factor, right? So when people have kids, or if they when they don't have kids, right? Because we always hear body count, we always hear, the child support thing with men, right? Why is this? Why do people who don't have kids just seem to be the ones that are in charge or in control? He said, no, they are not. Wow. Kids are not a blessing? Jeez. Salute to OG, Kareem Bliss Johnson. Make sure that y'all support the OG, man. Support the cause, support the fight. All right? You know what I mean? Make sure you like and subscribe to Kareem Bliss Johnson. Make sure that you buy all of the literature that the OG has, man. He has, literature out there that y'all need to definitely read and subscribe to on Amazon and everywhere else. All right. I got the literature. Make sure y'all get yours. And he got more stuff. All right. If you are in different situations, right? He does the domestic violence anger management thing. I've done a few courses in there, right? Make sure that you follow this brother, support him, support the fight, support the cause, man, support the war. All right, make sure you also like and subscribe to his YouTube channel. You know what I mean? And definitely peace of power, OG. You already know. M3 is already shooting in the comments. All right. Unless the parents use them for government assistance money. Wow. All right, I'm gonna let Miss Polly build on that statement right there. I'm not really gonna say much because I don't have kids, but Miss Polly does. Miss Polly, what do you think about these inflammatory comments? Or these not just inflammatory, but these I don't know if they call them salacious or whatever they call them. These comments by M3 and just the question overall.
Listen, like you said, if you don't have children, I don't know why we're speaking on. Go ahead.
Oh, that was a quick clap back. Good grief. I got something for that one. Miss Polly, you in here early, huh? You in here early. Yeah. OG says, I'm on the highway about to go live when I find a quiet spot. Bet. You know what I mean? We hear OG. You know what I'm saying? Definitely come through if you can. Where's my media assist? Where's my video at from Miss Polly? I got something from Miss Polly just based on that statement.
You gonna do something
early, real early. I don't know why she started early with him 3.
I didn't even do anything. Why am I getting called out?
You started early. You're here. You're here. It's all right. It's all right. We got you. Here we go. Man, already in 3. Dang. She came in with the pimp hand move. Okay. I see you. Salute to our music curator, Von Eric. Von Eric is the person that is, you know what I mean?
I didn't do nothing. Don't do that. I didn't do anything,
He said, I know, right? Why, Miss Polly?
Why? Why what? Well, he know. I don't know. I don't know what he know. I don't know.
Wait, so are you saying them 3 opinions is invalid because he doesn't have children?
I'm saying that him thinking that there's only value in children by getting subsidies, he would know that because he hasn't experienced any of those things.
He said he's just your average victim. Wow.
I mean, when you are the victim, you seem to place blame on others. I understand.
Oh, wow. It's probably doing 2 for 2 right now. Should I give her another one? Let me see. I do have to give Miss Polly another one. I do. All right. This Miss Polly really cares about you, so this is what she's really saying, okay? She don't mean any harm. All right. That's what she means. You know what I mean? She don't mean any harm. OG Electro just said, "How world you doing? You doing good, brother?" Yes, I am. I am here, man. I am here. Thank you everybody for the birthday shout outs. I appreciate all of you as well. He said, "Oh darn, now I'm inexperienced."
I mean, he said he's inexperienced. I mean, if you voice that, there's lessons to be learned. There are teachers out there. It's okay.
Are you going to teach him 3 about this?
Sure.
Oh no, I don't. I told you, she's taking souls right now. And 3, be careful. I've already gave a disclaimer and warning for all the gentlemen to avoid Miss Polly during this time. Okay, it's very dangerous. All right, very dangerous for all of you out there. He said, "Dang, not darn, Mr. Best." Well, I'm not gonna say the curse word because I don't want to. Right. Well, with that being said, right. What do you think about the overall question, Miss Polly, right? The kid factor, right? Why is this a thing? Why do people talk about the kid factor, the body count, all these things, right? And the people who don't really have kids and don't have the high body count and all that, right? Why are they just more attractive, right? Why do people make them seem like they're more attractive?
Because they have lower body count.
They have lower body count. They may not have kids. All that, right? We're gonna group all that together, right?
I mean, you can have a low body count and have kids. So, you can have a low body count and have kids. Is
that really possible?
Yes.
Oh man, okay.
I mean, what do you think? All of a sudden they had to rack up experience to have a baby? No, I mean, come on now.
It depends on the number of kids now. You know what
I mean? No, because if you, let's say you got married to your husband, or not saying you don't even have a husband. Let's say you got with somebody You had a kid when you were 17. And that's probably maybe that person's like the second person you've been with. You low body count,
No,
you
we're
got
not.
pregnant.
Probably you can't. No, okay. We're not talking about the married folk, right? The married
I
folk
didn't
ended
say
up
they
getting.
were married. They was you're 17.
You
Okay,
said married.
let's go higher. Let's go higher. Let's go 20. So you had a boyfriend when you were 17.
20, 20
Eh,
wait, 20 people or 20 age?
20 age.
Okay. I didn't know
And
you
then,
using the
you know, what we're not going to do is go down like what's the number of a high body count because everybody high is different.
Huh?
Yeah, some people say certain numbers are high and some are not. Some are extremely low and some, whatever. I don't want to go down that lane, so I'm just saying we're not going to go down that lane. I'm saying that now.
No,
If
no,
anyone
no. If we
goes
put a
down
statement
that
out here,
lane,
I have to address it. You cannot say, hold on, Polly, right?
yeah, I
You
am.
cannot say, that the body count thing that there's an actual number of what's
There
high and
is.
what's not.
Yeah,
No,
well, yeah, there is. What's high? I mean, what's high? Because that's an opinion. That's what I'm trying to say. It's an opinion. High is in the eye of the beholder. Because
no,
some
no,
men,
no. We're
some
not
men
doing.
will say, "Okay, what's high to you? So what's high to you? Go ahead. What's high?
Listen.
What's
The
high?
eye
I
beholder
can't.
stuff, y'all. Listen, that's the thing that you
Whatever.
women like to run to.
It don't even
That's the
matter.
women
What's
thing.
high?
Because
What's high?
I never hear no man say no beauty is in the eye of the beholder or body count.
I
That's
said,
showing y'all
what's
women stuff. I
high?
don't know why y'all do
Just give
that.
me that. Give me that. What's high? So then I can base any information I give you off of that number. What's high?
When it start tracking double digits, that's a high body count for either man or woman.
Okay.
You hitting double digits, that's
As
high.
long as you give me the number, I'll give the narrative. Doesn't matter. I'll play by your
Anything
rules,
that's a
but
double
same
digit.
thing.
Once you hit the 10 mark, right? That's a high body
Hmm.
count. Anything below 10, you're
Okay.
good.
Okay. Okay. So now,
All
now
right.
we have a number. Make sure you put that out. Matter of fact, you put that on the reel at the bottom.
What? I'm not putting that in the reel.
You should, because I'm telling you, if we go down the
Why?
body count, if this conversation turns to body count conversation, I will leave.
Listen.
That
I'm not saying a body count. I'm not saying a body count. Having a high body count or having a lot of kids is a bad thing. I'm not saying that.
I'm just telling you. I'm just for everyone who is in here so far. If you want to go back and read it later, I've said it. That's all I'm
Don't leave.
saying. And we're not gonna have that conversation. That's not what we're gonna do. And I already
Oh,
know where this is going down. My intuition, I see it, and I am not today. No, 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 no.
oh my
Not
god.
today. Okay. No, no,
Oh
no,
my
no, no, no,
god.
no. So you give me.
Why would you stop our viewing audience from having a discussion about something that they
I
don't
don't
even
care.
about?
They can go find another podcast that talks about that for 3-4
Oh my
hours. And
gosh.
it's not here. It's not here. This ain't the place.
Oh
So at least
boy.
I'm gonna help you. So we have a number in place and now we're gonna stick with that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay, great. Okay,
Yes.
great.
What is
Okay.
your number, Miss Polly?
That what?
What number do you
Yes,
think
what my number is?
is a
That's
high
rude,
body
sir.
count?
That is rude to ask me that.
What?
No,
You asked me.
I never asked you how many bodies you had under your belt.
No, I said what number do you think is too high of a body count?
Oh,
Yes, I didn't ask you what your body count was, ma'am.
I felt like you did. What
No, I would never do that.
for the ladies or the men?
It don't wait, okay, so it's difference between which one is which one? You know what I mean?
Okay, let me think in my do I care
If you're
moment.
thinking, let me put this out there. I don't ask people their body count number, okay? I don't care how many people y'all been with. All right, I would never ask somebody that. All right, that's not. I want to just put that out there because Miss Polly just put that out there.
I did
I
not
don't
do
care how
that.
many.
No, I didn't.
I don't care what your body count is. I don't care, right? Maybe somebody else does, but I don't care. And that's too personal of a question, right? And I'm not even gonna tell you mine. All right. So, with that being said, you know what I mean. I'm gonna let Miss Polly. She digging. She digging and she thinking. You know what I mean. What is a high number for her as far as men and women? I didn't know there was a difference. I thought it was all the same. I had no idea. You know what I mean?
I guess maybe the issue is that I really like I care and I don't care at the same time. I think that's hard. Oh, let me think about it. Do I actually care?
Okay, so
Um,
me and you on the same page. We can, we don't care. We're both on the same
I
page.
mean, yeah, I think if you have behavior, and I know they're like, oh
Mm-hmm.
well, there has to be a number. Okay, I got. If there's a behavior of someone acting out sexually, and I'm not saying that everybody's like this,
Okay.
but there are people who've been had trauma, and this does not even include people who have trauma because a specific group of people. But there are a lot of women that, on average, a lot of women have been sexually assaulted, right? In general, that doesn't matter what color you are. In general, a lot of times
Okay.
those girls act out sexually for long periods of time. Those
Okay.
girls are usually sexually more active. So if I was to say, okay, the women who've had that, which is a large number. I don't have the numbers, but it is a large portion of women have been sexually assaulted in their lives at some point. Usually in the younger, to some degree. If that has happened, and that's not even, we'll try not to include them because we'll get all specific. But if exploration is even not even there in your early 20s, um, yeah, I guess yeah. Like if you're pushing into your like I think it should be like an average if that's gonna say anything. Like your age. Like if you're knocking like 15 people down in 2 months.
Wait. Hold on. Who has the time, money, and resources to be knocking down 15 people in a month?
There are people who do like so okay, so I know you guys are in the I'm monogamous and everybody's just one on one and but
Hold on. Wait,
like
because it really
listen,
is like some parallel universe. Not
yeah, it is.
advanced for the
It
not the
feels
monogamy
like I'm
game.
in a parallel universe when I have these conversations because of the fact that
Wow.
because I do uh wander in other areas that are quote unquote private sectors
Okay.
where people are more vocal about who they are and what they really do. And those communities are actually very, very large. And that's including people, regular people. So they're not nothing special about them. No, are monogamous. And so what they do is they'll go out and they'll be like, oh, I've done this. They call it even people, women say I have a whole phase. Men say, who they say men don't get a lot of ass or whatever. But it doesn't matter. They're like a phase where women they want to do wild stuff. In a lot of the youth, especially, they're doing this. They're and like you said, this freedom of sexually has really opened up that too. And so when I'm in these chat rooms, even a whole bunch of chat rooms, different places, they're not all poly. There are monogamous people who participate in lifestyles who are monogamous and they still have sex with other people outside of them, and they'll be with someone doing this. And those kind of activities on large, is everyone doing this? No, but a lot of people still dabble and do things like, oh, I let my man have a girl, one for our fifth anniversary. Those are still interactions. So I will say there are people who go out every weekend. There are young ladies, unfortunately, who
Mm-hmm.
try to get drunk or whatever the situation is or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
they go out and they allow men access to them for money. That's a big thing right now too. And whatever that looks like, oral, hands, all anything. And what happens is you'll have people having interactions um, for financial means. And so those people too. So the numbers, like you're saying, does it happen? Yeah, they go out here. Even older women, they'll let men smash to fix their car, smashed to fix something in their house, help them pay for something. This is not uncommon. I think what happens is, I'm not judging anyone on this, I'm just saying. So when you're saying what is, that's why women don't really talk about it in all honesty. But when I'm in these realms, people do. And they're being honest, and they'll sleep with
Okay.
3-4 people in a weekend. They'll have
Okay.
gangbangs in a weekend. These are, and they won't say that. They're not saying that, but they're just talking. They're just like, oh yeah, I went out, we had a great time, and the girl I did this guy, and then next week it's another 2 guys, and then like 3 weeks
Mm-hmm.
later it's like 2 more guys, and you're like, oh, okay, wait a minute, and then they say,
You start
as
doing the
far as
math. I
I've
got
been
you.
counting for 6 months, we had
Mm-hmm.
we had about 30. I'm like, well, okay, pause.
30. Dang.
And yeah, it's alarm. It actually kind of to be honest, because like I said, I'm not Like if someone said, "Oh yeah, I have different partners. We go to these clubs and stuff." Even in lifestyles, people will have consistent partners. So I know people look at me and say, but like people go to these lifestyle parties, but they usually have like consistent partners. Like there's a certain guy they go out to, or a certain two people, or they always meet this couple. They're very, very consistent because of those things of um the fear of that, hey, I might catch something or I might be unsafe, or I know what I like and this person provides that. So in those lifestylers or people who go to those parties and things like that as they get more popular, they still have more consistency. But there are people who are just like in college. A lot more girls are in college. Um, the frat parties, the is it BCU? I'm so sorry.
HBCUs.
HBCU. I'm Lord, forgive me. Like things like that. Special access in college is higher. So if someone has, let's say someone caught like, let's say over their whole 4 years, they didn't caught themselves up in a 25 hole. Okay. I'm just saying.
Damn.
Okay. I'm just saying. They all ready to knock themselves out of the game according to you. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
That's why I said
look,
there's time.
I'm not. No. Listen. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I just tell you what I believe is high.
Yeah, no,
I didn't say it was bad.
I appreciate that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying when you said when the question was who people are doing this and who has time, and those people do have time, and people make time for what they want, and feeling the feeling of. That's why I think a lot of these hookup and links up are the need for affection and attention, and needing that, and can't get it on a constant basis, and so you're searching for it over and over again, just to rinse and repeat with different people. And so there's not, and the attachment is that you're giving, we, like I said, we don't value ourselves the same, in that the value of sex itself is not valued high. It's just like, it's almost like going outside and kicking a soccer ball to the youth. And so when you have that implemented, it's a little different for the generation that sexual access was more like, oh, it's so special. It's not special to someone who's 17 like it was special to somebody who was 38 or something. It's not the specialness isn't the same. So they see it as an activity, a way to feel that interaction, even copying what they see. Hello, Miss Chocolate.
But I think also the specialness, the value of and the specialness changes as you get older, based on your view of it and based on how you feel about it, right? Because you can get older and it can have a greater value to you, right? Your intimacy can have a greater value to you, just based on the simple fact of now you're like, okay, I'm older. I only want to be with someone that I really care about, right? If it ain't that, I'm done with doing the fly by night stuff, right? And I want to really invest my time and my energy and my body and everything else to someone I care about, right? So it could be a double-edged sword, or you could be older and still just out here wilding, right?
I don't think that's why people settle down, to be honest.
No, I'm not saying where they settle down. I'm just talking about perspective, right?
Perspective
on intimacy, right? It can vary based on those things. You know what I'm saying? Based on, some people get older and they're like, hey, you know what? I only want to be with somebody I really, really care about, right? On an intimate level, right? Or they could just be like, man, I don't care. I'm still gonna be out here like I'm a teenager. Either one, right?
Yeah, but I mean, what you're saying is that what I was saying, like, you're not attaching to people. Most people who are just having sex like that, they're not attaching to anybody. They're not trying to. They're not trying to. And that's a lot. Actually, I'll say it separates from men to women. And women are starting to act more like men, so they're not attaching like that. I know we don't want to say that, but men, when they're doing that in their youth, they're not trying to find a wife. They're trying to find access. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, we got Chocolate Earth with an F.
Oh, look at you and these bees. Okay, I see it.
I like the 70s Denise Williams look, girl. I see you, girl.
Yeah, I like this.
Got to be free. I see you, girl.
Right. Listen, a revolutionary cannot be a revolutionary without some bees. Okay.
That's right. That's true. I will give you that.
Because I love Chocolate, and Chocolate is her sister, right? And I got
what's up?
And Chocolate, I know you got the clip I sent you. I think it was early this morning, late last night.
Stop sending me clips of myself.
No,
Like
I would never stop. I would
it
never
is so
stop.
weird. It is
Yo,
so
I
weird.
would, I would never stop doing that. All right, it's me
I
shouting you out,
can't.
showing you love.
Because
All
I
right.
be like, I mean, for real, like when I'm in the mode of having a conversation, I'm in the mode of conversation. I'm gonna say what's on my mind, but some of that stuff I have to laugh. Like my sister loves it, by the way. She loves that you
Aw,
doing that, and she
Miss
like,
Theo
yes.
said hi. What's up, girl? You know what I mean?
Now
Much love to sis.
I love your clips, Miss Polly,
Yeah.
but I
What?
just
Aw.
be like, no, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000. It
Yeah.
doesn't take long for attractive women to find each other. Do you understand what I'm saying?
See, I think she's
It, I,
putting one of the. I think somebody's saying something to her, so she had to
no,
pause for a
that's
second.
okay. But you know I ain't lying.
Why you here? I gotta do something for you. Can I give you your flowers, please? Let me give you your flowers, please.
No, I don't want no flowers. What's the question?
No,
What's
no,
the
I'm giving
question?
you flowers. You can't stop me. All right, here we go.
Oh my.
You know how
So
many
why you even
brothers felt
ask?
uncomfortable when I was like, I'll fly you out. Come on. Come through, stay. You ain't gotta do nothing. We can go shopping when you get here. Do you know what I had grown men saying to me? You making me feel like a bitch. I don't like that. That was, it's insane.
Oh man, we
I
moved
can't
past
stand
chocolate
you, yo. I can't
herb.
stand you.
Chocolate herb, right?
What?
The question today, the question today is right.
Mm.
Why do people, right, or why do men or women, right, who
Yeah.
don't have children, why does society make it seem like they're more attractive, right? We hear about that, right? If a woman got more than 2 kids, she ain't nothing, right? If a man got a
Mm.
bunch of kids, I don't want to be around them because child support after them, right?
Right.
But
Right.
why is the non-kid factor? Why is that a thing? Or why is the kid factor a thing? What do you think, Chocolate? I want to hear your perspective.
Well, I've dated men with children and without. I've dated men who've had good relationships with the mother of their kids, and then not so great relationships with the mother of their kids. But for me, I never got involved like that. I would always be like, you tell me what level you want me and your babies to know each other. For me, if I had children, a man wouldn't even see my kids until this was go. I tell him I had them, but ain't no meeting. You're not coming to the house. You're not. No, not until I know you.
Wait, you hiding
Know
the
you.
children? You hiding the children?
Huh? I ain't got no kids. Stop it. Oh
No,
no!
I'm
I
saying
just
you
told you
gonna
I was
hide
going. I
the
would
kids.
tell him. I would tell a dude if I had kids. I would tell him
Uh-huh.
out
Okay,
the gate.
okay,
I have kids, right? But
okay.
if this isn't serious enough, I'm not gonna waste my baby's time. I'm just not. I don't believe it.
Mm, mm.
You ain't putting in work like that. We dating. There's a difference. See, for me, those boundaries are set. If I'm
Okay.
dating you, I'm dating you. That doesn't entitle you to my body or how much time I give you. We're dating.
Okay.
You approach me. I tell you what the deal is. You then want to get upset and say that you the best man it ever was, and I should have been paying attention.
Mm.
But I'm like, well, then go just be the best man you ever was for somebody else.
Okay.
I don't know
So
why guys
Chocolate,
get mad about that.
let me ask you a question, Chocolate, right? Let me ask you this question.
Mhm.
So to the brother Ronald the ruler, blesses you as well, bro.
What's up,
You know
Waldo?
what
When we getting them invites? I want to be at the wedding, yo. Is it
Oh,
outside,
Lord have mercy.
inside? What we doing?
So Rondo, she said when she getting an invite to the wedding. Um,
Mhm.
I don't. I guess if he come up here, he'll let you know. All right.
Right. If not, it's
Um.
still cool. I'm still rooting for y'all. It don't
Definitely.
matter.
Definitely. So this is my question, right? So
Hmm.
Chocolate, would you date a man, right, who is, let's say, he got like whatever how many kids he got, and let's say, man, his finances are getting tapped by that child support. Like the brother can't even take it to McDonald's. Like he can't take it nowhere because child support is all over him, right?
Why are we together again?
I'm just saying, you found this brother, you like him, you cool, y'all built, you had a
And
good
he broke?
conversation. Yeah, child support got him, girl. They got him by the neck. Are
How
you
many
still rocking
kids
with
he
him?
got?
Oh, let's say about three.
Oh, that's a no, because then they're gonna want my money if we get together. If we get married, they're gonna be in my pockets. And you already know that.
I love,
Especially because you already know I'm gonna make more money than him. So
what about love though?
what about love? Yo, I'm over it. They don't want no love.
Oh my gosh, that they don't want no love. So
They
chocolate,
don't. Tell
you
me.
saying if a
Tell
brother
me
got three
where. When
kids,
the last time? Okay, let me ask you a question. When the last
mhm.
time you heard a man say he was looking for love? No, I mean for real. Don't lie. No hyperbole either. In the comments too, because I gotta jump off real quick. I'm gonna
Yo,
pause it.
I can't even. Yo,
Tell
chocolate,
me,
you answer the
give
question.
me
I can't
one.
even say that.
Give me one. Just one. Just one brother. Come up here. Come up
My
here,
brother,
brother.
he was looking for love.
Are you No, he don't count because he ain't saying that right now. He already found it.
Wait, you acting like. Wait, hold on. You
I ain't
said.
acting like nothing. Hold on, hold on. You got
Oh
go ahead, answer my
Lord,
question.
Lord, what happened?
Answer my question. Ask Miss Polly.
What
Okay,
happened?
hold
What you
on.
asking? What we
Miss
asking?
Polly, how many men do you know that outwardly
Oh
are
man,
saying right now that they are looking for love? Not wives, not girlfriends,
we
love.
can't do this.
No, they ain't doing that.
Bam. There you go. I'll be right back.
I mean, you hear somebody say like, I think, like you said, what Charles trying to say. I don't know what Charles said before. I apologize, but a lot of men are so. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. When men get to a certain age, they start trying to look for a person who's going to have children with them, and then it's kind of like, okay, who's going to have this life with me? It's like they don't have that. Most men don't have that when they're 20. And that's not like they ain't going out there trying to find
Say this.
they wife to have kids with. It's bullshit. That's not most men. Most men are not doing that. They're not out here trying to find a boo. They trying to know. And then when they start getting closer to 30, that's when they start saying, "Oh, I need to get me a wife and have these kids." That's what it's not. It's not
I'm at
even that they don't want it.
30. You giving them some. What you talking about, girl? They
No,
wait
we
till they
giving it to them.
cripple. They
Yeah,
wait
no,
till they
I'm saying
cripple
we
and
give
broke. And then they
yeah,
want
but
some young girl to come in and take
chocolate,
care
yeah,
of
Not
them.
a
that's what I'm
young
saying.
girl.
Chocolate, they don't want. That's what I'm saying. Chocolate, they wait. They wait
Mhm.
because the men see value. The men think about it like this. Men, when they get older, then they want to settle down. When we're younger, we're like, hey,
Let's
listen.
get
First
it
off,
off.
half our
Yeah, let's
hormones are
jump on
high,
this.
right? We trying to first off,
Hmm.
we trying to give it out, okay?
Yeah, let's
Because
go.
we
Let's
we
throw it out the window.
our bodies are,
Right.
we ready to have children. Y'all over here playing games, trying to just knock down stuff. You getting 4 or 5 kids, or maybe you don't, but you out here trying to knock it down, and we're trying to be a wife at 18 or whatever.
Because we're
Y'all
not
is trying to be a
hearing.
husband at 42.
But listen,
Why?
check this out. Because we're not hearing that growing up as
Hold on.
girls.
No, y'all ain't do this today. No. Order in the court.
Y'all
Order in the
try to
court.
be a husband
No,
at
I'm
42.
banging my gavel.
Why?
no.
I'm banging my gavel. You cannot
For
say,
what?
right? You
For what?
cannot say,
Why the gathering?
hold on. Because listen, I'm a man and I talk to other men, right? We all looking for love, all right?
Um,
Even
really?
at an early age, looking for love. That's why Ronald's shaking his head.
No,
Yes, we all looking for
When were
love,
you
See,
all right?
he
looking for
just got
love?
qualified here
When
because
did
he
your
talked
heart
to
want
other
to
I'm
find
men.
gonna tell
love?
you the problem. I'm
When
gonna
did
tell
you
you the
want to
problem.
find
The
love,
problem is
Mr.
this,
Best?
Polly, right? When I was trying to talk to you in college, right? You ignored
Oh,
me
In
because you
college, what do you mean when
fast
you were
car,
28, about to
right?
be 30?
oh, do we
Then you
have
trying to
to
find a
keep
19
hearing
year
how we
old?
broke your
No.
heart?
You mean when you were
Do we
28 trying to
have to
find a
keep
19 year
hearing
old?
about
You
it?
ignored me in college, Miss Polly. I was
No,
trying to
no,
talk to
I
you,
didn't
and you
ignore you in
ignored me
college.
because you wanted
You
Reggie
was
with the
trying to have
fast
a
car.
baby
You wanted
when you
Reggie
were
with the fast
28,
car.
about to hit
You wanted to
30.
talk to him. You didn't want to talk to
You
me.
was going into
All
your
right? You
30s.
wanted
Now all of
Reggie
a
because Reggie
sudden,
had the fast
nah,
car.
we ain't
He
gonna
could
play
take you to
that game,
McDonald's and
sir.
all that.
No,
He could take you
no,
to the
that's not
movies
true.
Right.
because I
Don't
ain't
That's
try
have a
to
not true
car.
at
blame
all.
us.
That's what it was. You didn't want to talk to me because I ain't have a
Y'all
car.
ain't.
That's what it
Let's
was.
go. We should go to a college, Miss Chocolate, and ask
We can
these
go to college.
young
Let's go. Let's
gentlemen
go to
what they
tour.
looking for. They looking for a good time,
I'm gonna
a
tell you.
fun
Listen,
Yeah.
I
time.
seem to
All
get,
right
Yeah,
now,
but
okay.
I tell you this, Miss
how can you
Polly,
get
I
it?
seem to
How
get
you
more
want it?
information out. That's the truth when I talk to men one on one than I do out here in these little groups because they be nervous about their boy knowing that day when
They
they
nervous
like to
about
be
their
at
boy.
home, they want to be cuddled up in mama's arms because they afraid
Oh
the
wow.
world is mean to them.
Listen, can I hold on? Let me put the
But
disclaimer out there
that's
before
what
I
we're
get my brother
supposed to
Robin.
do, right?
Hold
Aren't
on,
we
y'all.
supposed to
Wait.
let y'all
Everybody pause.
be the
Pause, ladies.
full jelly rolls that y'all are?
Wait.
Foolishness.
Everybody wait. Pause. Chocolate, pause for a second. right,
I didn't say
men,
nothing.
stop going in the DMs, okay? When you go in the DMs and you say stupid stuff, they tell me and we laugh, right? I don't want to be laughing at my brothers, okay? But
I'll
I'm
laugh
gonna
at you in
laugh
your
with
face,
you.
though. I will
You
laugh
know
at
what
you in
I'm
your
saying?
face. I
You're
just
gonna
want
do
you
that too,
people to know.
and then we're gonna talk about it later,
Oh,
and we both gonna laugh. Now
yeah,
listen,
I don't
I don't want to do
discriminate.
this to y'all. I don't want to laugh at you, brothers, but
Well,
stop
you
going
need to
in the
tell your
DMs,
boys
okay?
because they be slipping.
I know I'm trying
They
to
be
help them out right now.
slipping.
I'm trying to give them a PSA. Stop going to DMs, right? Just please stop.
No,
Ross, what you think about this
I need y'all to
conversation, man?
stop letting Mr. Best lie to millions of people. Okay.
What?
But he's lying to millions of people. These men out here in your 20s that's trying to get as many bodies as possible
Listen,
and knocking down anything that are
Lord.
busted wide open. From the
listen.
big back
And the
Beckys
women in
to
these
the
booties trying to
white
get as much
girl, for
money
the
as
snow
possible.
bunnies
And
to
the
the
women in these
Asians.
booties trying to get as much
Y'all want
money
it
as possible.
all. Y'all want
And
it
the
all.
women
And
in these
whoever's
booties
Yeah.
trying
gonna
to get as
give it
much
to
money as
you.
possible. So
That's how you
now
Yeah.
trying to.
what?
Yeah, you're right, true.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. By any means
And you
necessary.
and
Go ahead,
all the
Robert.
men trying to bust it down is willing to pay.
Yeah, because if they giving out their money, they better be getting something out of it, right?
look.
Yeah, you're right. And that's why they look, that's why now they broke, about to go into
Listen.
their 30s with still nobody to love them
I've
because
warned you
it
about
ain't
the Miss
worth.
Listen.
Polly thing. I've warned you already. You
Listen.
Well,
know,
that's
I,
because they
I'm,
haven't taken care of
gonna
their
find something
bodies,
else
Miss
now.
Polly. That's
And
another
Mm-hmm.
oh
thing
wait, we
too.
gotta add no, we gotta add to the crisis. On top of being not able to have any money, not everybody. On top of that, then they stop exercising because they ain't in any activities no more. I ain't
Ooh,
just talking
right.
about women, I'm
And
talking
we the
about all of
big
them.
girls,
All
Well,
of them.
y'all
I'm
right?
talking about all of
you like
y'all.
to
Y'all
hear?
get
You
out of
come on, don't start
activity.
You
this.
That's all the
Don't
women,
start
they
this.
you
men.
trying
Y'all
Y'all
to
be
need to
take
having
gain
your
20
breath.
pounds.
y'all be
You need to
having
gain 20
We
foolishness.
can't
Let's
pounds.
not
even
You
do
need to
find
it.
say
it.
it.
You got to
Let's
lay
not do this.
completely flat on the bed because you
dang.
don't
Y'all
know
be
what's
having
going on.
foolishness too, all right?
Where's the men
Or,
out here who do squats? I need every man out here who do
or
squats to come talk to
exactly,
me about
because
something. I
don't
want to
don't
see.
ask to do no
Get
acrobat.
out of here, man. Come on,
Hey,
man.
Miss
Stop
Polly,
it.
don't ask to do nothing different. Girl, you know my back. Girl, my head.
Wow.
Girl, my bunions. Nigga, you
Wow.
Yeah,
40.
Bunions. Wait a minute. Bunions.
Onions.
What
Whoa,
You
the
are
hell?
whoa, whoa.
40 years
Robert,
old
Wait a minute.
and you
wait,
is
wait,
out
hold
of
on, y'all.
shape.
Hold on,
You
y'all.
You
Hold on.
can't
sure?
breathe. You
We just acting
what?
stupid.
I think
Okay.
But see,
I
Miss,
think
but hold on. So we're talking about the men who talk all this shit and
okay,
they
Uh-huh.
be
yes.
raggedy out here.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
yes.
up front, listen, I gotta have surgery. I'm about to have like bionic knees, so get your back together. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So like, that kind of stuff. But like, I'm not
Let,
afraid. I don't care about getting older. It doesn't bother me. I have to take certain medications. Like shit here. At certain times of night, it's certain shit I can't eat. My
yes.
body is not 20 years old anymore. Shit, when I was 20, I shouldn't have been eating. But
Mm-mm.
regardless, we change, we evolve, right?
Yes.
They're
So
telling us as women to be healthier, to look better. We out here doing all this stuff. We joining the gym. Y'all telling us y'all like the dump. So we out here killing ourselves to look. Y'all act like we're
okay.
not following the lead of the
I love
men
what you
who are
do.
already out here.
Okay.
Where you
Okay.
think this stuff come from?
Well, let
You
me
think
tell
all
you.
of us is that pro black and that confident that we don't give a shit what y'all think about us?
Oh, well, I want to
Sit
say
down if
this
you do.
right
Sit
here.
down if you believe that.
If I may, I want to say first and foremost, peace and blessings to you all, family. I hope
Peace,
everybody
peace,
doing
peace,
well.
brother.
But I want to
Love
say
you,
this
bro.
real
No, you
quick.
already know,
Oh,
bro.
A good, effective leader is already taking lead in the area that he's expecting from the woman, right? You know what I'm saying? So
no.
if he's not really exhibiting that, then how can he really demand that from you?
No,
Wait,
because
wait,
these
wait,
As well.
men don't exist in abundance. And please, can we not pretend like your friends ain't bums either?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
just because you're the good guy out the group,
Look,
you already know that all your homies are not good guys.
yeah.
So let's
Well,
not do that. Because
well,
I'm
look,
not going
look.
to
She
tell
the
you all
boss
of
say a
my
leader.
girlfriends are good
Wait.
women. I'm not going to tell you that.
Listen. No, no, like really, like after a while, like you evaluate your friends and whatever. I
But that
believe
don't
my
mean y'all get rid of them.
yeah. Well, it's the association becomes a little bit
now
less
that's
increased, right?
hilarious.
Meaning, because the reason why I say that is because you can't really hang around single friends and looking for women if I'm
Uh,
involved in a marriage. Because if I'm involved in a
You
marriage,
doing
I
it.
want to be around other married men so that way we could talk about building our wives, and then you see what I'm saying, and the foundation of our
You
relationship
you
continue
gonna
with
make my
sessions.
beads melt off with this bullshit that you throwing out here. And I
Why
have
you
so
say?
much respect for
Wait,
you. I have so
ma'am.
much respect for you. I've seen you on Instagram. I've been to your lives. I got mad respect for you and
Yes,
much respect for you and your relationship. But I'm
yeah.
calling bullshit on it. I'm calling bullshit on this today,
She threw it
Why?
as
down the
of
drain.
the 16th of April 2025. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm calling bullshit.
Why? Why is that? Why is that?
Because brothers don't deal with their interdepending lives the way women do. We done been told to go to therapy. We done been told we had daddy issues. Don't act like y'all don't remember this era when brothers were saying this out here.
Yes, yes.
Yes, and did we not do it? Did we
Okay.
not go do it? In
What?
droves. Y'all
Yes.
said y'all wanted women to look like the white ladies. Y'all wanted
So
us
wait
to
a
be
minute.
slim
Who
and
said they
trim
want you to look like
and
white
fit
ladies?
Yeah,
and
they
free.
did.
Where else did you get it from?
Wait.
Where else
I ain't
did
never
you get it
seen
She
from?
actually
then?
wait, no, because men said white like booties like y'all saying be all natural, don't put nothing on, and but what's so
Bullshit.
funny to me is half them got stuff on. Half them got stuff on. Half them got weave. More than half.
You
They got
supposed
weave. They
to.
got
Dang.
clip on.
You
You
running
said
them to
Any
the
fine
stove.
white woman
Whole
to
thing is y'all
y'all
been
who's
Miss
around.
fine.
Molly, thank
They
you.
got
You
hair
running up to the stove.
extensions. They got fillers.
All
They
of
be
this.
taking all kinds of
No, hold
stuff.
on.
They is
Miss
not they
Polly,
ain't even
all of
natural,
this
and that's wild.
bullshit out
That's
here about
wild.
now all of a sudden brothers want natural hair. That's a goddamn lie. I'll take you back to 1995. Okay? When brothers was having the girlies
I was
in
only
the
11 years old
video.
back. I was only 11 years old back then.
I don't care how old you was. Listen, your life had a lot to do with it, correct? You were influenced by what you saw,
Yeah,
correct?
wait, let me
Let's
ask you
not
this.
play
Wait.
this game.
Chocolate. You know how he just said no. So if the case is that men liked natural hair, right? They like natural bodies. Why
Come
in
on.
every damn
Come on.
video, music
Come on.
video, even when it's rappers
Movie.
looking at what
How
rappers, all
about
that,
the
they always got the
movie?
girls with the straight hair. They got big boobs, big behinds, and they half dressed,
Or
but which
she's
y'all
super
really like.
tiny.
But what
Them
y'all
young
really
brothers.
attracted
Yes.
to
Them
is natural
young
hair.
brothers.
Y'all love natural. I ain't
Them
seen
young brothers.
one video with a woman with natural hair and a man just trying to chase her down. They try even the
Right.
love songs, like all the love songs stuff. The women they were chasing were not women with afros and natural eyebrows. Nah,
Um,
they didn't look like that.
hold
They
on.
didn't look
Have
like
you
that.
seen hold on, last time I checked, have you watched any videos lately?
She went through, yes.
Have you ever watched any music
Hold on,
videos
wait,
lately?
Wait.
Hold on, y'all.
Excuse
I only
me.
got,
Excuse
look, I only
me.
got 5 minutes left, right? Hey, get in this, sisters, right? And what up, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Best, right? But I
What's
came up
up?
here for a reason, right? Because
Oh
I'm
boy.
not gonna let you, Chocolate Earth, right? Just
I'm not
lie
gonna
on the
let
brother's
you.
name like that, right? I
Mm,
love black natural hair.
I'm
But
not gonna
you
let
women
you.
don't be listening. No. I'm not gonna let you
You
slander
can't
our
speak
names
for
like
all
that.
men.
We
You
always
can't speak
pray
for
for
all
natural
men
hair. We
though.
love afros.
You
We
know,
love the curly textures
you
or
by
whatever.
yourself.
We just want it
You
to
by
be
yourself.
natural. We
Two
don't
with
want you guys to
you. Where the
perm.
rest of y'all?
You
Where the
don't
rest of
want to have
y'all?
a perm. First of all,
Don't
when's
worry
the
about the
last
rest
time a
of
man
us.
seen a woman without a perm?
Why? You ain't my man,
I
and
hate
neither is
perms.
so.
Perms
So
are
where the
How do
rest
you
of
disgusting to
hate
y'all
a
me.
at?
perm?
But
Do
y'all
you know
keep
that
wearing these perms.
a lot of women get semi
I never
perms
said
to
nothing.
loosen their curls, just to
Yeah, but
loosen
y'all
the
don't do that
curls.
for us.
Just
Y'all
yes,
don't
they
do that
do
for us
for a
though. Y'all do
woman
that for
for
yourselves
loosening the
because
curl.
y'all
No, no,
selfish.
no, 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 no,
And
no. You
God
know what this
punished
is,
selfishness.
Polly? You know
No,
what
you
this
right.
Hold
You
on,
know,
let
is?
me put you up here real
wait. Let me
quick.
M3. I'm about to tear you down right now.
Hey, there we
If
go.
I came on here with your hairdo right now, would you tag me?
Hell no.
Hell yeah.
Hell no.
You would.
Hell yeah.
You would talk about your
You
I'll
would
hair.
be
pull
like,
all
oh,
those
you look
curls
okay,
You would
but
right
your
talk
here.
hair
about
ain't
your hair.
I'll
done.
be like,
You look
oh,
okay,
bitch,
but your hair
promise.
ain't done. Yes, you would. Yes, you
He
would.
would talk
What?
about
You would tell me
your
my
hair.
hair needed to get done. Yes,
Thank
you
you.
would.
He'd
Why
be
would I
like,
tell
what's
your hair
wrong
to
with
get
your
done
hair?
when it's natural
You
curly
trying to
like
let it
mine
No,
too?
grow?
Why
if
would I
my
tell
hair
you
look
that stuff?
exactly like yours right now, the
Yeah.
same length and everything, because that's shrinkage. That
Oh,
no, don't pull it, because
No.
that's trying to extend it. Leave it just like that.
what you doing to my man here? Don't be talking about his hair like that.
I didn't say his hair was bad. What I said was, if my hair looked like that right now, how many times?
I would love you. Miss Polly, if your hair was like mine right now, right,
Stop.
where it's
I'm
curly
hanging up.
straight on
Cap.
Stop.
purpose,
Now I
I
know.
will love you
Listen,
from sun up to
the
sun down.
Stop.
I will
denial
be
is high. The
no,
denial is
Miss
really
Polly.
high.
I will
And it
be
needs to
like a
stop.
horn dog right
Now,
now
the
because
young
I
lady
love the
said,
naturality
No,
of a
love
black
it.
woman's
He
hair.
loves it.
no. You know what? Okay,
But
wait. And here's another way to just cut y'all at the knee. If that was the truth, that men
Wow.
like the whole natural everything, right? There wouldn't have been any Michael Jackson curls, none of that. And there wouldn't be any. That's put into us for years as people telling us our hair doesn't look nice. It doesn't look professional. It doesn't look done. And and then you guys say self-hate, right? Because a lot of people say I'm saying Caucasians have taken that and put into us that we shouldn't like things about ourselves. And that's all collected. So now you're going back and saying you like it natural when we were taught to not like ourselves. Doesn't make sense.
Miss Polly, the only reason why our people back in those days, right, did that foolish stuff, right, it was because they was trying to win the approval of white America. They was doing it for white people. They wasn't even doing it for our culture. And it wasn't even our culture at the time that was shaming us. But unfortunately, we fell into the trap of wanting to please the oppressors.
Have you been a black woman? Have you been a black woman walking around with her hair natural like yours? Not now.
Unfortunately, y'all be wearing weaves
no,
and wigs
no,
all the
not
time.
now.
So I
I
don't
said,
look at y'all like
you have an experience being a black woman as a small child going to a school and go around with black men, and they will tell you your hair is not done because it's not straight and slayed back. You have never had that happen to you. And I bet you ask any black woman who's been through the 80s and 90s, they will tell you that's happened to them. That their hair was not considered nice unless it was permed or curled. It was not, or even the jerry curl was kind of acceptable, but you had to have a loose curl. No one was walking around but you're not a woman, so you wouldn't understand that. So you think that in your world that I'm telling you, as a woman, if the masses of men, if there's many women who are black have had the same experience that I'm talking about, then it's not made up. It's not a confusion. Even people who in those ages, I've had people come up. My daughter, I'm happy that she can go somewhere and have her natural hair out and just put it in 2 pigtails, and no one tell her hair has to be slicked back to be in a ponytail. It can actually be in this natural state. And why am I happy for that? Because I experienced what it was like when I couldn't do that myself. My hair wasn't smooth back. Oh, you gotta get some gel, girl. Gotta look straighter, and then it can be a puff. You don't know what that's like to be a young lady at a school doing that. You only know what it is being a man who can wear their hair short. That's not looked at as a sexy thing. And any idol in any of the 70s, in the 70s, the idols, the ones who wore bad bees, had their hair, they were light skinned and they had their damn perm in. They had it. And if it was dark, they had their hair slicked back and perm.
Hold on. Let me say this. I got 1 more minute. Wait, hold on. Let me say this one real quick. It's got 1 minute left, right?
No, hold on. I wanted to answer Polly's question because I couldn't.
Wait. Struggle Earth. I got to go within 1 minute. Let me just say something real quick, right? Look, right? Again, y'all talking about white people's opinions that I don't even give a shit about, right? But y'all also blaming black folks, right? For the way that y'all doing. It's not our fault or whatever.
You
that you
don't
want to
deal with the truth of the colorism. You don't want to deal with the truth of what black men say to black women. Stop playing. Go sit down somewhere. Y'all lying.
I don't know which black man you're
Mr.
encountering.
Best needs to pull up. Mr. Best, pull up movies from the 80s and 90s.
I don't give a damn about no movies. I'm talking about real life right now. I'm talking about situations.
You are gaslighting.
Why didn't Holly Berry have?
Because it was like you didn't hear.
Why didn't Holly Berry have?
Again, that's white America for you. That's white Hollywood.
No. Hold on, Miss Polly. Hold on, Miss Polly. I got you. Bump white folks. No. Let's take it out. If that's what you're saying, bump it, M3. Then okay. Tell me when the last time you heard a brother out here describe a black woman naturally with nothing.
A lot of people.
Give me some. No, because this time you're gonna force
California,
up. You gonna force up for me. I'm
around my job, around other places.
I'm not on California. I'm on YouTube. Okay? Let's not do this. You don't want to do
YouTube is
this to me.
garbage. Okay, like we don't.
You don't know who I
And
deal with.
besides that part, right?
Are you married?
Even YouTubers talk
Are you
about
married?
naturality for
Because
black
you in
women.
a healthy relationship right now yourself, huh? It ain't it's easy to find somebody to fall in love with, right? How do you know? You don't know every man here. Just like I don't know every woman there. Stop.
I'm only
Your
speaking for
argument makes no
myself and the men
sense.
that I know. All right, that's why I'm here to
Then you
give you
can't.
that
Then this
message.
isn't the
You're talking
conversation for
about your bad
you.
experiences about
No, I'm
certain
not.
individuals
No, I'm not.
that you're
No, I'm not.
dwelling over.
Because guess what? I can
But
find
but
study
not
after
every man, not all
study,
of us is like that.
study
Everyone,
after study, black woman after black woman. There are 21 million black women here. Okay? 21 million who are over the age of 18. Nope, stop talking because you're not going to do it. We play this game and you want to sit here and pretend like there's just so many good black men out here. Black men can't even define what good look like. If you ain't got no daddy, if you ain't, every time it's a point your finger, it's our fault. We got to choose better. We got to know that y'all not fucking nuts. We got to know that y'all not lying to us. Oh, you should know better. You should choose better. Stop pretending like you don't have men out here saying this to women.
yeah,
Then
but
we
you're
make
focused
too
on the
much money.
small
Nope, stop.
selection.
This
The
ain't just,
homeless.
hold on. M3, it'd be different if this was just a one type of black woman issue or if it was just black women in general. It is not. You got women lighter than me, different cultures from across the country who are saying the same thing. Why is it that even in our culture, if men love us so fucking much, right? Like you said, that all the men you know, all the men soap know, all the men, every dude on the channel know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know the group that's the best men that ever walked the earth. So why aren't you all married with children and homes like the Mormons? Why ain't you on TV like the other couples and showing us these great black relationships? Why aren't men leading the charge on that? If
Because
that's what's happening and black women are just being irrational and everyone around me is trash but you.
Because you're looking at the wrong type of men constantly. That's
How
your
you gonna
issue.
tell me what I see through my eyes, M3?
It's the same
You ever
equivalent,
had a
like
man hit
you're
on you
telling
before?
the people
No.
on a platform that
We
all men
don't
is
gotta
this, all
do.
men is that, and not every man
I
is like
never
that.
said that, and so I know you're lying on me. You don't have an argument, so now you're gonna try to throw them general statements out, and
I'm
I am a very
drawing no
detailed
argument.
person. Don't do that.
I'm just drawing realism.
Yeah, you
All right,
are. You just
realistic
throwing
facts.
shit out to see if it'll stick.
No, because
Because you're
you're
trying
not
to
listening again.
defend bums that your friends and your friends' friends and people, cousins, daddies, brothers.
How's the people that I'm referring to, right, are bums when those are the main ones that's uplifting you guys? You're talking about the ones that
I didn't say nothing about you. You the one jumped up here and put your cape on for these bums. You came up here caping, not me. You put your blue drawers on and got up here with all your chest to come tell me and Miss Polly how we being mean to the big black man. Boy, I don't know who you think you're talking to. You ain't doing it with me.
Hold on, let me ask a question. Wait, let me ask my brother a question. Is there where you and SJ could kind of push your live maybe to 7 and y'all could come here for a minute and then I'll end my live at 7? Because Polly can't be here long anyway. So, you know what I mean? She got like another hour. So if you can extend your live to 7, bro, and I'm going to come up there, I'll support. We'll come up there and support. If you can do that, that'll be great. Let SJ know. We rocking right now.
I've talked to let me hit up SJ and see if he's good with it real quick. Because he's in like in the New York time, so I gotta make sure I accommodate his schedule as well. So I'll be back though. Give me about like 1 minute, okay? And check it out. We will finish this conversation.
No, we won't.
Understood?
No, we won't.
Oh, yes, we will. All right,
we ain't finishing.
I'll be right back, y'all.
I don't know what you talking about.
All right.
Who you talking to? Did we have some kids?
Don't put the cape on. He said, "Don't put the cape on." Y'all stupid as hell.
Right now, he's saying control. Let's get it. That's for you, bro.
No, I mean,
this is a story about
come up here.
My control. Control of what I say and control of what I do. And this time I'm gonna do it my way. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am. 'Cause it's all about control. And I've got lots of it.
Yeah, M3. Let them know you got control, brother.
That's enough.
Whatever. M3 need to take them tight ass drawers off and quit caping for these bums. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if he is not a part of the group of men that her and I are talking about, then why
Then
is
don't,
you so
yeah,
loud?
why you saving them?
Why you so loud? I ain't never listen. Let me tell you something. Ain't a live you gonna find where I done put some blue drawers on to come cape for some shit if somebody lying on women. Now somebody lying on them, yeah, but I ain't gonna jump up and with my whole chest and just
Oh
get
my
up here
God.
on this. I know every good man in the
How
world.
can you not say that there are good majority of brothers
No,
that actually
stop.
love
I'm
black
tired.
women? Why can't you say
So
that?
y'all don't never want to really talk
We don't
about
say
it.
we're not saying that everybody's bad. We're not
I'm not
saying,
saying
but
nothing, Miss Polly.
no,
They old
I'm
enough
talking
to
about Mr.
know.
Best. We're not saying that. And the thing is, when you men come up here who say, "Oh, I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy," okay, that's great that you're a good guy. I need you to stop talking for the people who are not. And that's what she's saying. Like,
Thank you. It's like
Okay.
you're talking about yourself and you're
Let him
taking it
die.
personal. Like when you guys come up here and be like, "Oh, you women," and I say, "Hey, well, like maybe those women I'll say those women have this going on or something, and maybe we should evaluate that and possibly something's wrong, right?" No, y'all be like, "Oh, we're not like that," and I'm like,
no.
why y'all trying
That's
to
it.
go there?
We can't get no further.
I
It's
think
always
what
my
oh
friends.
dang.
My
I
daddy
think what
is
a lot of
Jesus,
guys
and he
experience
ain't
is
never
being
said nothing about no ladies.
I think a lot of guys get, grouped together quite a bit, and
I
then
didn't group nobody together though, sir.
yeah, maybe not in this circumstance. But we're just talking
Well,
about
then let's
routinely.
focus on this circumstance. That's what I was telling M3. I'm talking about
Yes.
right now, present day. I
Okay.
don't need to know if you got 5 friends that's good men. I need
Yeah.
to know why is it that there are 21 million black women in this country
Okay.
currently that are over the age where they can have children, get married, those type of things.
Yeah.
Now, let's flip those numbers on the other side. Okay. Now I did this just for myself because somebody always telling me it's good men in the world, child. Okay, fine. Let's see how many. And good is subjective, so we're gonna play with that one.
Yes.
So I did the numbers. I did who still like women because you got to cut that percentage out because there's only 20 million black men available in the country. That's what they said, right? So 33% of them they got records. Just saying, throwing that out. Minus that. Let's say you don't want a sister or a brother with a record. So that's 33%. That's a lot of people, right? Oh, how about the alternative lifestyle? They might not be like ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Let's be nice with these words, y'all. Sorry,
no, that's what I'm saying.
not
They
you,
may not
not
like
you.
that.
I'm
No, no,
looking
it's
in the
not
chat.
chocolate.
I'm
It's
looking in
not
the
you. It's
chat.
not you. It's the chat.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
chat. Sugar bum. Sugar bum. Come on, girl.
She going ham with
So
the
Do it.
with
Be nice.
by the time, and then I then put in the number for men who were married on paper because I don't know your relationship, but we're gonna go on paper. So for the available 12 million women, because I did the numbers on that side too. There's less of us in jail. Just want to let y'all know. There's only there's a deficit of 5 million men. Where they at? 5 million men. Because after I did all the numbers, out of 20 million, it's only 7 million of y'all left that are dateable. And because we ain't even broke down age bracket. So that's what I'm saying. If we're going to do it, let's do it. I'm fine with that. But quit throwing at us that
So
y'all know so many great men. We know this. No one has to tell me that. I'm not coming on here to bash men. I'm asking, why is it the rest of your brothers can't catch it, but y'all can?
so
Why are we still saying the same things out here? Why
it's a
brothers still
level.
worried about my body count, my womb, and whether or not I'm gonna be submissive? Why are we still doing this? Those are the
Now,
questions I want to know. So
yes.
you got it there. No
Yeah,
interruptions. I promise.
yes. Um now sometimes people want to know like the history of a person, right? because sexually, I think that's one of the things that's supposed to be the last step of the process. But I think we done switched it, even with guys. Now I don't never leave them excluded either. So if we're engaging in behaviors that's supposed to be more so sacred, right? But we just sharing that aspect of us just freely and willingly with whomever, that shows a level of discipline. And then also as well too, will they revert back and things of that nature.
Is that him or me? Am I still
No,
here?
no, you're here.
I think you got a phone
Oh,
call.
okay, I'm gonna wait till he.
Hold on.
But
I'm sorry about that.
okay,
Hey,
yeah, because I didn't want
hold
to
on. I'm
say
sorry. That was my brother right there. He had gave me a call. But yes, can y'all hear me?
yes. Oh yes.
Yeah,
You want to
bro.
wait for a moment?
Hear y'all now. I probably got to come back. I'm gonna come right back.
No, you
I'm
good.
gonna
You
come
good.
right
You
back.
good.
No,
Dang, I
we
was
hear
about
you.
to.
It's
Good.
fine. We
Okay,
hear you.
yes, okay. Yeah, so those are the aspects. So certain things are necessary to know the foundation, person, history, and past, because not everybody's honorable. So say for instance, a woman can have just one bad guy, but she was like just busting it open so regular. He got videos, tapes, and stuff like that. That guy need to be mentally prepared for what he's about to walk into, in case he's like a dude that like to occur or whatever the case is, because he might have to defend his woman. That's the best thing, is a guy trying to defend his woman's honor to make sure everything's cool, right? Because guys know how to get up under other guys' skin also as well too. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain aspects. So that could be an aspect of things, reason why somebody want to know someone's sexual history, but a guy's sexual history matters too. So that's the reason why we can't exclude the fellas too. So that's the reason why like we all got to hold each other accountable when it comes to certain things and aspects of life. And that's where it is.
Can I
That's
ask a
where it's at.
question
And that's where it
before you say
starts.
it? There are a lot of men out here who are in the triple digits.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
Triple.
So,
I'm not talking about. I ain't talking about triple digits.
yeah. That's wild.
Triple digits. Now I know they'll be like, oh, there's an in between in the few, and they all talking gas. We don't got sexual ass gas. We ain't fucking these girls out here like that. Okay, what about them triple digit gentlemen? There's a lot of them out here because they be at the parties knocking down anything that opens up and says I'm wet.
Oh man, yeah, that's wild right there.
There's lots of football teams college football teams who have girls who come and they bust it wide open, and they streetwalkers and dancers, and they get down the regular because that's part of the comp of coming to the school and playing football. And don't tell me I'm wrong. I've been with men who play football at college. I know what they do. They stories are wild. They wild and in between, and they get busted. They be busting down.
Yes. So
Baby, but so your
Nah, you better stop
don't get no
talking.
play.
You better
Who ain't
stop
got
talking
no
about
play? No
these
woman
sweet.
wants them.
You better be
What we
stop
doing?
talking about these sweet black men, girl. You know it ain't nothing but us old Jezebels throwing it from left to right, making these men sin.
If we throwing it out there, why y'all catching it?
Making us weak. You can't help it.
Catching it.
Just throwing it left to right.
The
Because
only
I care
ones who are
about zero
complaining are
much.
the men who are like, well, first off, I don't even know if they're complaining because I like a big man, so I ain't gonna say nothing about that. But if you talking about heavy men,
Yummy.
big men, heavy men getting it too, they getting it. You pay for it. And as y'all just
Listen,
said,
give me
y'all
a
will
big
pay
old
for
hairy
it.
man. I'll
You will
take
pay
it.
for it. You will pay for it. You got a little job. You be like, hey girl, let me pay your phone bill. Can you give me a little? Y'all nasty. Y'all pay for it. So the men who say they don't get it, they're only complaining that they don't get it from the women they want it from. That's who they want the access from. But they can even pay them at some point. Why are you tearing up because you had to pay? You mad because you had to pay? That's what it was.
Yeah.
You got some. You had to
Why
pay.
you treating me like this?
Why you treat me like
Why you don't love me? I didn't pay all your
You
bills
know-
this week. Why you paying bills? Why you paying for ass and crying that nobody love you? Make it make sense.
Stop talking about who we think you're talking about, Miss Polly.
Listen, I don't know who that is.
Hold on. No, don't do it. Please don't do
You
it.
don't know who it is? Oh, I hate when y'all say that. You don't know one man who paid for something.
No. I thought y'all look. So said somebody.
No, Miss Kylie, they don't know nobody. They don't know. No. It's us ratchet.
Y'all, everybody on here knows some man who didn't pay for something indirectly or directly.
Well, let me say this, guys.
You gonna say no?
We
Don't
can
say
go
that.
behind the scenes. I'll give you my receipts,
Y'all all
okay?
hoes. All y'all
So,
hoes. Y'all was
let's
hoes.
just keep
Y'all
it
hoeing
1,000,
out
okay?
here.
Investments into women.
Wait, listen. You know how they say dick ain't for free? You right. It ain't for free.
It
You gotta
ain't,
pay.
girl,
They
headaches.
paying. They pay for it. That's what they will sell
Yeah,
it,
you
guys.
do.
They will sell it. They'll sell it.
Well,
They sell their
because like
soul for some wet
I said in
crack.
the chat, Miss Polly, and
Oh,
you can tell me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong, but
right.
this
They
is
be
what I've encountered.
y'all
oh.
even take Big
Until
Back Becky as long as it's wet. Y'all pay money. Y'all don't care.
I
Y'all
don't
don't
even
care. Talking
care
about I
how I'm
like big
looking right
women,
down
but
this
you like it
camera.
enough to put it
What
in
you
there,
doing?
bust it wide open. So you tell
She could
Big
be
Back
looking like
Becky
a
bust it wide
wolf.
open, and then you
She
tell her
could
you
be
don't want to make her
looking
a
like
wife
a
after you done
bareback
busted her down 12
bird.
times. Oh, you ain't wife material, baby. We were just chilling. Nah,
Then you look at them damn pictures and she
you
looking
put a
like
Hold on, wait,
down.
hold on, pause.
your wife is
If,
scary.
hold on, wait. Because I'm glad them three back in the building, because I know he want to talk too as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Ronald finish his point, then them three is next,
Yes.
right? Let me
Yeah.
say something
Yeah.
real quick.
So,
Well,
I'm not
well, like,
talking.
If the man has told you, right, that
What
you
a
are not
man
wife
say.
material, that is on you. If I told you
I ain't
from the
never
gate,
had that happen to
I
me.
don't want to be with you like that, and you still catch feelings, guess what, sisters? It's on you. All right? Because
Do
I
y'all hear
told
that?
What
you.
it
So now you have to
I
blame
told
yourself.
you.
So if this man
I
tried to be like,
told you.
I got you, babe. Listen, ain't no man
told
went to
you.
a woman. Ain't no man went up to a woman and was like, I
Yeah,
don't
Ronald,
like
let's
you
get
as a
it, baby.
wife. I don't
Yeah.
see you as a potential
I
partner.
told you,
I
girl.
don't like you. Will you bust it wide open for me? And she was like,
Yes,
yeah, baby.
please.
I
Let
told
me
you
just
though.
open
Sure.
it
But I
up.
told you
Let
though.
me just
I
pop it
told you.
open for you because you don't like me. You don't want me, but I'm gonna give it to
I
you though.
want you. I don't want you
That's a
like that
lie.
though.
Y'all
I
lie.
don't want you like that though. You're not my
Y'all
girl.
tell the
That's why
story.
I do
You
y'all
tell
the
the
way I do
story to
y'all.
get
I
to get what you
see
get.
this staying clean, baby. Y'all crazy. No.
No, I don't like her at all.
You're not
She's
my
a
But
horrible,
girl.
Ain't
ugly
nobody
person.
getting this,
I didn't want her
buddy.
to
but
fall.
women
I
are
hate
treating
her.
guys in that same aspect too.
Mm-mm.
When they want some penis from a guy, they be like, yo,
I don't
he's
have to
just
do
a
nothing but
Yeah.
blink,
finite
sir.
I mean,
dude.
you don't wait.
He's not
First
a
off,
husband
I
material.
want you to say that's the craziest thing I ever heard. A woman ain't never
But
had to
hold
beg for no
on,
dick.
who
That's a lie.
said?
No, she ended up
But hold
paying for
on,
it.
that's
Some of
only
y'all gotta pay
if.
for it. Some of you
But
gotta
hold
pay
on,
for it.
y'all
I'm
assuming
gonna hear that.
that all women is looking for husbands.
well, we don't say
I ain't
all
looking for
women.
husbands. No. I'm gonna do y'all like y'all do us. I am not looking for a husband.
Yes,
So
you are.
because that's what y'all do.
Tell the
You see
truth.
me
Let them
taking
know.
from Miss Polly? I know
Yeah,
what kind of lifestyle
that's
she like.
lies. Y'all no.
She
First
know
off,
what
women
kind of
will say I
lifestyle
don't
I
want a
want.
relationship. Women
That's
will
what
say
we
it.
say.
Women will say I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not into that.
Up
Men
front,
will say
up
they will
front.
never go to a woman and be like, I don't like you
They
like that.
don't.
I
They
don't think
can't.
you're that cute. I don't want to really be with you, but all I want
Unless
to do
you
is
in
keep you
middle
because you look like
school.
you got good vagina.
Come
So,
on, man.
so
Come
hold on,
on.
Hey,
wait,
Now,
hey,
wait.
now,
hold on.
now, no, now you're moving the
Flag on the
goalposts.
play.
Wait.
Hey,
Hold on,
Pause.
M3, go
M3,
ahead and
I
cook,
got you.
man.
And I'm
Hopefully
gonna
you
I'm
bring
letting
this
M3
point out
rock.
though.
Let M3,
I
cause
hope,
he about to bust
yeah.
his
Hold
curls
on,
if he
wait,
don't
hold on.
say
You gonna do it
something.
as well, y'all.
No,
Let's have order. Let's
M3,
have
stop
order.
busting it wide open
Let's
on
have
live.
order. Wait, y'all. Wait.
Stop
Pause.
busting it
Pause.
wide open on live,
Pause.
Listen
M3.
to all. I
Pause.
got to shout out.
I know I'm trying
Hold
to
on,
play a
fellas.
hold
video.
on.
Pause.
Wait.
Pause.
Listen,
Everybody
hold on.
stop.
Wait.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Before you
Hey,
do it,
hey,
I got an
Stop.
advertisement. Hold on.
No, stop.
All
Stop.
the
Stop.
brothers looking to
Stop.
be flown out,
Stop.
hit me
Stop.
up in the back.
Stop it. Wait. Stop. Stop. Just
No
stop. I'm gonna
strings
let you do this.
attached.
Hold on. Hold on.
this is what I'm
Stop.
talking
I ain't
about.
looking for no baby daddy, so bring
All
it.
right. All right. We got you. Stop. 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 Everybody pause. 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 Pause.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Best.
Listen. Let me say this real quick. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go to Rondo, and I'm gonna go to M3. Right. Number one. Yes. No man is gonna tell you, "Oh, I don't like you," and your breath stink, and
Exactly.
you got too
They
many
Well,
kids.
lie.
then
Right.
you whack. You stupid. Then
Right.
you gonna be with the
Ain't no
dirty
man gonna say
woman.
that. Hold on. Ain't no man gonna say that. He
Stinky
just gonna tell
coochie.
you. He's gonna tell you he just don't want to be with you like that. He gonna
No,
let you
he
know,
ain't gonna
hey,
tell you that first,
I
Mr.
am.
Best. Don't
Yeah,
lie.
yeah,
No,
He
he
ain't
yeah,
gonna tell
not.
you
yes, he
that
is.
first. He
He
gonna be
Yes,
like,
he
gonna
maybe
is.
roast
we could
her
be
or
Yes, he
together
ignore
is.
one
her.
day.
Right?
Come
Wait,
on.
Maybe we can be together
hold
one
on,
day. Let's
sisters,
see
hold
how
on,
it works
please,
out. Don't do that.
hold on, sisters, hold on, please, order in the
Don't
I
do
had a
room.
that.
I had a dude tell me one time he had cancer.
Okay,
I
order in the
saw
room.
this dude like 2 months
Wow,
later.
that's extreme. That is extreme. Hold on, I gotta play this for this one. That is extreme.
Wow. That, sir, was quite an entrance.
Good grief. Okay, we're gonna go to Rondo.
Oh,
Hold on, we're gonna
Miss
go to Rondo.
Polly.
oh shit. Right.
He
The
told me
lies
that
are
because
so
I wouldn't
real.
give him none.
Hey,
He
ladies,
told me that because I wouldn't give him any.
Ladies, hold on, ladies,
Whoa.
please. Let the brother speak, and then we go to M3, and then we can go after that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Only thing I was saying, like, because y'all said a point too, so we all human. We all have that aspect, right? Because you just said, guys, we don't be upfront or whatever. Or no. Hold on. What you say?
Yeah,
Guys
you right.
might tell a woman. Oh no, y'all went back on some points.
No,
Y'all
you
said
right. That's
guys
exactly
will
what
be
they
tricky
lie
with a
to get what
woman,
they
and
want.
then they will tell a woman that they don't want a woman, but this is what they use for. But then in the back end, y'all just said, hey, we'll let a guy know that, you know, we'll mess with a no good guy just to get pleasure. You see what I'm saying? And you
Sure.
was
Why
like,
you
what's
gotta
the
make it
problem with
sound
that?
like we in the 1800s, bruh? I like to have sex. So what? Like, who cares?
Yeah. So
It's
what I'm
about
saying
who
is,
you are on the inside.
God,
Sex don't make you a
Wait, John,
better
let
or
him
worse
finish.
person.
Let him finish real quick. I want to hear what he got to say about that part. Keep
Go
going.
ahead, Waldo.
so what I'm saying is, we all in a sense need a sense of fulfillment as far as reaching towards the higher mark, right? Because then we'll get used to that, and then we don't know how to connect emotionally. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't got overdosed
What's
with
the higher
sexual
mark?
aspect of things.
Wait.
That's
Explain what
why
you're
some
saying
guys
again.
not
Explain
able
that
to
again.
commit.
Explain it again. I need you to explain it again. I don't want to jump to conclusion. Say that what
Yes,
you said again. You said
yes.
so since men are practicing liars, that when they actually find someone they really want, they don't know how to act like a truthful person. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying,
I'm
no, I'm not necessarily saying not lying, but I'm saying after they done got,
Yes, they
people
are.
done got
You said
used
not
to
being honest,
Waldo.
getting
having
what you
multiple,
want. Yeah, keep going.
yeah, you know, multiple women, or in women's case, multiple guys,
Can you
it's
just talk
harder
about
for the
men,
commitment
please?
aspect
You
of
let him
things.
get to his point.
I believe, because it's just human nature. It becomes habitual. Then it's hard to change those
So you're saying
rituals and apply.
so you are so what you're saying is that men practice being habitual liars, and then
No,
when they actually have to be truthful,
no,
they don't
there's
know
no
how
guy.
to do it, so they fail horribly at trying.
No, there's guys that'll keep it honest and keep it real with y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna pass the torch to M3 real quick. M3, brother, take
I
it
just
away,
want
man.
to know if that's what you were saying. No, I know. Wait.
We
I
can't
want
wait
to
for
know
the
what you were
second
saying prior to moving on. Are you
No,
saying that
Miss
men are
Polly.
lying so much in practice? Because you got to practice that to get good at it. Because guys who get in bed with women who are bad bees, who are real sexy, they practice them lies. Them lies ain't new. Them lies have been told over and over and over again. And so they lie so good that we can't see the truth. And you want us to be submissive and believe you, because what a good woman should do, she give you a chance.
Where do you find these
Give
men?
you a chance. So we give you a chance to be an
Say that
habitual
again,
liar.
Empress.
Then when
Say
you
that
find the
again.
woman that you're interested in,
Where do you guys
the
find these
next
type
step,
of men that talk like
I'm
y'all?
going to come
Right
find you.
now, you
I'm
guys
gonna
are
walk
lying.
to your house. Keep
you
on
just
saying
listen.
where we find
You said
them.
where am I
I'm
finding
gonna
them?
come
You don't
find
have to
you.
look anywhere.
Look,
You
he
just go
waved the
outside.
flag. He waved the flag,
All
guys.
you have to do is go outside, because like you just said, all you said was men do these things. So if
No, they don't.
men are taught to go ahead and flex and tell them what they got to do so they can get into the conversation. Men usually in their youth are not looking for a wife. They're looking for some play. And that's what they're doing. So they're practicing lying. They're practicing being untruthful. They're practicing these things. And then you tell me when they get to a point when they're 23 and they're really good at it, some of them, you're telling us we're supposed to pretend that we don't recognize or know that the bullshit is bullshit. And they are practicing lying, because if you're not being honest, what do you call it when you're not being honest?
Like the same way that you said, y'all found a guy and you say, hey, boo, it ain't that. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
but
Shit,
how
one thing,
they're
So why
practicing
can't men
liars.
do it?
Practicing
why
liars
can't
are
men
good
do
at
it?
lack
it.
of commitment. That's
You
the
don't
difference.
think that's true?
It's
No, that's not
lying.
lack
You
commitment.
can be transparent.
Practicing
Oh.
liars.
Want that.
You know that? Practicing liars are good at it. If they weren't good at lying,
Miss
no one would
Polly.
believe them. So
Miss
all the
Polly,
women
that's
who
not
got
it.
turned up, they know, right?
No. Raldo just said it. He said, if they're not gonna commit to you, they don't got no respect for you anyway. So it doesn't really matter, because again, they control this in this society. So men have come up with this 6 foot, $600,000 baloney, this friendly and fit baloney. Half of y'all ain't even ever had a prostate exam, your heart bad, cholesterol ass. bacon bologna frying,
Oh,
losing
damn.
your damn hair,
Oh God.
your hairline creep.
Half y'all
But
eating
it's
estrogen. I want you. Half y'all eating estrogen. Y'all up here eating
what?
all kinds of stuff with
Okay,
estrogen in it.
okay. If I'm
Don't
being
laugh, Rollo. That's
mean,
true. They
if
eating
I,
estrogen.
if
Everybody got
I,
estrogen.
if I am being mean, then that's fine. But I will ask you this. Then why is it that every commercial, whether you on TV or whether you on your whatever device, it's always about somebody
Stop
getting,
watching TV. Stop watching TV
they
and social
always
media.
about
It's
getting some
done. It's done right
Bluetooth.
there. Stop watching TV and
What
social
is
media.
it?
It's done right
Quit
there.
telling me what.
So they know that Mr. Best don't lie to these men. These men they getting rhinos
Hold on.
and
Let me say this.
Bluetooth. They at the
Charlie.
gas station trying to get some pills to bust it
Miss
down
Charlie,
wide
let me
open.
say this.
Well,
Chocolate. I'm
okay,
gonna
hold on,
when
hold
I
on.
see you, Chocolate, I'm gonna give
No,
you
they
the
trying to
biggest hug.
hang. They
I'm
trying to
gonna
hang
give you
with
the
these
biggest
young
hug, and I'll
girls.
pick you right up off the floor, Chocolate. I'm gonna give you the
Don't give
biggest
me no
hug.
hug.
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna
do.
No.
punch you straight in the throat.
You gonna try. You gonna miss though, cause I'm a duck.
No, I'm not.
Look,
I'm not.
Wow.
You gonna miss. Look at my
Cause I'm
sexy ass
I'm
again.
tired of y'all. Y'all get on my nerves. I'm done with men.
no,
I'm done.
hold on.
Love you,
No,
Chocolate.
But
no,
see, hold
I'm
on. Here
done.
go an aspect too that we do got to start doing on
Y'all not gonna
different
do it,
things.
so it don't matter,
Different cultures.
Roldo.
Hold on, listen.
This gonna take a
You
whole
see how
hour.
we
Y'all not
be on
gonna do
here
it.
sometimes and everything, and the guys
And
trying to
don't
give
get
y'all.
nothing done.
Yes, the
Cause y'all
guys
don't want
trying
to
to get.
talk about it.
Yes, we
Wait,
do. Yes, we
why
do.
do y'all
The
only
guys
talk
trying to
about
give
doing the
y'all.
right thing amongst men who already know how to do the right thing?
I mean, like you never telling these bums to do.
You
Like
ain't
quit
telling the right
telling
people.
me.
Why do you
I
go
want
to
to
wait,
hear
wait,
it.
wait. You supposed to be a
What
health
I'm talking
professional.
about.
And then you know everybody's dying from cancer, right? And then you go into a room of all doctors to cure cancer.
Right.
And you don't go
That's
to the
what they
patients who need
do.
the help. You
Because
don't tell the patients who need the help.
Miss
If you have
Polly,
all this information that's valuable, why are we only talking to the people who are healthy?
and why aren't y'all have a harem? Because I feel like this, since it's only y'all left, and y'all the best men on the block, then I mean, where the sign up at? Huh? Where the sign up at? Y'all hooking up other women with your good friends? You helping women find good men?
You already got
No, you don't
somebody.
want
You already
to.
got
Because you're
somebody.
too competitive.
Yeah, that's all I was about to say.
I'm
Good
not
men
gonna pick
already
nobody.
linked up.
Then forget it. Then forget it. That's
we
why I
know.
will do what I please with y'all. I will use you as I feel fit to do. Don't ask me for nothing else. Don't ask me for my
That's
heart.
gonna only
Don't ask me for my
condition.
mind. Don't ask me for my soul. If I feel like giving you some ooh wee, that's all it's gonna be. And I'm just keeping it real because I don't want to be lied to. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. The insecurities, I'm tired of the lies, the games, and the gaslighting. Because that's all y'all do out here. Y'all think it's cute,
Hold on,
but it's
see,
not.
it's like I hear a lot of hurt. I hear a lot of
I
hurt.
don't care because you hear hurt, Waldo. Listen,
But what
let
I'm
me
telling
explain
you,
something to you. No. Because y'all use that like it's a weapon. I'm not
no, it's
offended.
nothing wrong
I
with
have
it.
feelings. I'm a
Yes,
fucking human being. So
about to-
people, if I'm not supposed to feel it,
No, we
I'm
about to
supposed
break
to
it.
believe it every time a man says something to me. I'm not supposed to have any discernment.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all talk about the past all damn day. But if I say I bring up what's going on in a past relationship and I am looking for the signs, I'm not using him to go, oh, you him. No, but there are signs and traits. I have to keep myself accountable too. Who am I attracted to? But y'all don't get to that part because you want to assume that the first thing I'm thinking is I want to tear a man down, and I don't. I've tried it. I've tried it.
But we
I
trying
tried
to give
to
you.
be that submissive queen, that all-encompassing boo-boo baby boo-boo. I see no other man but you. I give you nothing but this. And I have not found one man yet that's worthy of that treatment. Because they couldn't keep me. You don't ask them that. Ain't it about keeping a wife? Not me keeping a husband. You lead it, not me. So stop gaslighting us. Stop it.
Well, you have to allow.
These dudes don't want to give us what we want, M3.
You gotta be calm. Right now, you're not calm, Chocolate Earth.
I don't give a fuck about being calm, M3, okay? And it's insulting. If you want to crash out, ain't nobody saying that to you, so don't say that to me.
Well, I'm telling you, Chocolate Earth, right now, you're crashing out.
I'm not looking for a husband. I'm in a conversation.
I care about you. I care about you as a human
I don't think
being.
you're crashing out.
I don't care. I really don't care, M3. I'm being honest with you. You ain't got to worry about my behavior, okay? And how I act, or if I'm calm or not, because I'm not your woman. So you don't have to control that.
Woman,
Nobody
right?
else does either. And I'm not asking anybody to. But I will tell you this, M3. I will tell you this. I do tell the truth. That's all y'all can hear. A woman raise her voice and you got to tell me to calm down. You calm down.
I'm gonna give her a virtual hug. It's okay.
No, I don't want it.
I'm giving it to you.
That's
No.
so rude. She's not heightened. I don't know why you saying she's heightened. She's
Because
not.
they can't. Again, I get tired of this. This ain't the first time. Y'all ain't the first set of good men out here on the internet.
Yeah, no,
Okay?
she's not heightened really. That's
Y'all say
she's
the
not.
same thing. Y'all don't have nothing different to say, and it always comes back to us.
I want to learn.
Even with us asking you questions about men, all y'all want to do is turn it on us. You want to tell me I need to calm down. I'm not looking at it right. My brain, I can't think for myself. My experiences don't matter. All men are great, and I'm tripping. Blow it. And I mean it. No, I don't need your advice. I'm answering a question because you're going to give me the same answer. You're not going to give me any depth.
So the things you're saying, I think you just want things to be rhetorical, right? Where you don't really want people to.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, I'll be in the back then because, of course, it's never anyone else. It's always me. I'm the one that's just looking at it so wrong. I don't want to deal. I'm being mean. It is fine, sir. It is fine.
So we want to discuss.
Yeah, I'm the problem. So don't worry about who in my bed. Okay.
Okay, Chuck, I'm the problem. Okay.
But am I out here? But hold on. Even if I am the problem, even if I am loud and combative and aggressive, am I out here gnashing on men? No. If you go back and look over all my shit, I'm always talking about how we can be a better community.
That's good. But I just want
Man,
you to know
talk to somebody else, M3, because I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to disrespect you. So I'm not talking. I'm done. Nope.
Okay, so cool. So I can finally talk now. But look, anyways, like I was trying to say, right, ladies, right? No one is blaming you guys. Okay. I'm not gonna say all the men. I get it. You guys encounter really terrible, horrible dudes. And on the behalf of those type of men, I am so sorry that you guys had that bad encounter with some dudes. And I get it.
This is funny. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't. You don't do it. Yeah, that was too much. Don't do that. Don't say we've had experiences with bad men, because real honestly, I haven't had many bad experiences with men.
Okay, well, she's talking. Well, look. Well, the way how Chocolate Earth is talking, and I won't keep her a buck bean because I don't sugarcoat with no one, right? She is conflating based off of what happened to her in her past, and I sympathize with her for that. Normally, I don't sympathize for anyone, but I understand where she's coming from. The problem is that it's the way how she's saying certain things that needs a little bit of correction. An example, right? You don't want men to tell you lies. I get that. I don't think any woman will want a man to like straight up lie to him. I don't condone that. That's not right. But
I mean, who wants anyone to lie to them? That sounds wild. Well, you know what? Maybe they do. I lied to you. Maybe someone does want them to lie.
But and that's the point I'm trying to get, right? But the thing is that in reality, when you have a person like me that tells you the upfront most truth, most women cannot handle the truth, and they take it in the wrong way. Because
listen, M3, you just said it too. So you just admitted that niggas lie to people for no reason because you think we can't handle it. This is crazy.
Percent, but not quietly. There's a reason why.
No, what do you mean quietly? You stand on what you said.
I said men lie. No, I said men lie, right? It's because most of y'all can't really handle the
so you're liars.
Wow.
You're liars.
That, sir, was quite an entrance.
So you're liars. You're liars for the greater good. You're liars for the greater good. Did you lie?
No, we're conditioned to lie to you guys because you
so
guys
that was the whole point. So you are liars and you do talk bullshit and you're really good at it because you practice it all your life. And then when you want something, then no one believes you and you cry wolf.
That's the same
you cry wolf. Oh my God, I'm the victim. Nobody really gives me an opportunity because you lie. Because you practice lying.
The problem is with men, and that's what I'm talking about. Look, men, we have to do better, right? If just tell the truth without worrying about a woman's feelings, like myself, right? Then we will get somewhere in life. But unfortunately, the majority of men are afraid to be honest to you guys.
Because they feel like they'll lose out on your love, your affection, and your respect also even.
But you don't want to give that anyway.
But you won't allow us to give us their affection.
But you don't want that. Listen to what you just said to me.
And and then you have the other side of men, right? That although they may not even be affectionate guys, of course, those are the men, right? That just want one thing. They just want the sex, because they know it comes along with that. It comes with the turmoil. It comes with the headache. It comes with the arguments. It comes with all this other stuff. And
I have a question.
Some men that's trying to cheat code.
I just have a question. I just have a question after you're done.
Oh, okay, thank you. So the point I'm just trying to say is that we need to do better by being honest to women, right? Even though the truth will hurt, and sometimes the truth will have them run out the door. Okay,
yeah, you'll possibly lose out on them. Yes,
yeah,
you got to do it.
But the main point is that, look, the reason why I'm a different guy and why most women will respect me. Yeah, they'll hate me most of the times. I ain't gonna lie, but by the end of the day, they're gonna always come back, because you know what? I'm a rare breed. I'm not gonna sugarcoat to no one. If I tell you, like, look, if you ask me, matter of fact, I'm the wrong person for any fat chick to ask me, does she look fat? Because if you expect for me to tell you, oh, girl, like,
oh no, don't do that. Don't do that, bro.
It's a wrap.
Yes.
I keep a buck bean, and unfortunately, I don't have that type of filter. I'm just gonna flat out lie to you. But I know that there's a lot of men that will lie, and then that's where the dynamic like just really gets worse, and that's why.
Oh, okay. So have you told a BBW that she's big?
Yeah, I did, and I told her she need to go to the gym too.
I mean, she's like, "Hey, do I look big?" You say, "Yeah, you do."
Yeah.
Like when she said, "Do I look?" Just exactly what you say, straight out like that.
Yeah, I do.
Mm.
Yes, no. And
I'm just asking. Do you actually say those words? Yeah, you are big, or do you say? Did you say? I mean,
so by verbatim. So by verbatim, okay.
Okay.
If a woman has gained a lot of weight.
No, not gained weight. Oh, a big back. We're gonna call them what it is. They come up to you and they say, "Do I look big?" What are you calling her? You tell her, "Babe, you a big back?"
Yeah. If you ask me, do I look like a big back? I'll be like, yes, you do. And I see roles, and I think you need to go to the gym.
Oh,
I don't say.
I want to see that next time that happens. I need you to pull out a phone. I need you to report that.
That to you, Miss Polly.
I need you to report that.
I'm not a liar like most men are. And
I didn't say you were a liar. I think that a lot of men know how to use their words when it comes to women, because you can say something without saying it also. Well, you can say, you know what, babe, don't worry about your weight. Don't worry about that. You're a beautiful person. You got a nice energy. You'll find someone.
They just have a bigger back. Yeah.
Now you do want to start keeping it honest, but it's a way that we can say things and express things, right?
Yeah.
I would say it in a rude way to tear down a person, but I would say, yo, we definitely gotta work on some things. You know what I'm saying? Because you want the inner to match the outer. That's
Ronaldo, you know, I told a partner I was with once that he looked like Santa Claus and he needed to fix it. You ever tell a nigga that? I did.
Women can be.
That's being real. That's being real. But most y'all ain't gonna do that. Like you're not gonna do that. You ain't gonna tell your woman that she looks like Mrs. Claus. You're not gonna tell your woman she looks like Mrs. Claus.
Women don't really care about men's emotions. The world don't care about men's emotions, and our women don't really care about our emotions either.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
All right. So that's point case right there, right? But one thing I will say is this, like, you know, if you care, if this is somebody that you're intimate with or whatever the case is, facing those harsh truths, there's still a way to express it to that person. Strangers, you could be a little bit more blunt, but still kind of cushion it with a resolution. See, put resolutions in place like, hey, da-da-da, so it won't be like a complete teardown. Like, yeah, you
So,
fat,
Waldo, I have a question. I have a question for you because I want to know something. So I don't know your situation. Are you married or in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm in a relationship. Yes.
Yeah. So would you say this? And I'm not judging you or what you're saying. I'm not trying to take the validity of what you say. What I'm saying is, would you say that as a man who is in a secure situation at this point, that you're able to, it depends, but if you say you're able to um share the positive things, right, about being open and how to communicate with others because of
Oh,
that.
yeah, you want positive and negative. Like the thing of it is, that's a balance, right? Because a battery doesn't charge unless it has the positive and negative. If you get overloaded with positive, then it might not work when you put it in remote control. So you got to know like areas that you need to fix or whatever. But I'm just saying it's just a way of expressing it. That's the only thing I'm just saying.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now, MP, I want to go back to you because you think you're cute. I'll make a
Wait a
conversation.
minute.
What I make a conversation is that I think that all men go through a particular phase. And then when they're not in that particular phase, then they don't hold themselves accountable to other people who aren't in the phase they're in.
You talking about
What?
like the young man like to the old?
I'll yeah, we can say that. Like this, let's say this: the phase that man goes through when he first initially starts talking to women is interest, trying to get women. It's more of a hunt in the beginning, and there is no "I want to find a wife." There are some that do, but for the more majority, not so much. Right? They're not fascinated with that. And then when you get to a little bit past college, after you knock down all the bodies that you possibly could, then you start thinking about well maybe I want to be a little bit more intimate because you weren't being intimate prior to. You were just knocking down things, having a good time, enjoying fun. And then you start getting closer to 30, you want to start talking about thinking about children and all this stuff like that. Your mindset changes. Then when you go through that, then you're talking about trying to keep your marriages together, blah blah. Most men are usually divorced by the age of 35 if they had early marriage. And then at that point you're in a different phase because you start acting like maybe a little bit of resentment, trying to organize things, maybe upset, maybe trying to revamp you as a person, trying to find yourself again, possibly then trying to look for a new partner to live out life with. So when you're in each phase, you're not really concerned about the people outside of those phases. And most men have a whole phase. And I'm not saying women are excluded in this. I'm just talking about men right now. Most men have a whole phase that they go through where they're trying to knock down everything else. Most men have a phase where they're trying to get married and have children. And then maybe they're divorced after that. They're going through that phase. And they talk about how horrible it was or all the mistakes they made when they were 20 or whatever. And so when you're in a certain particular phase, when you, let's say for you, you're saying, hey, I'm a good person. I had this happen to me. And you know what? I want to go. I'm not resonating with this particular person. So when men go through this phase, I find it funny because when each phase, I notice that the men who are in a particular phase do not acknowledge or try to interact with the men outside of the phase they're in. They're just basically trying to advocate for the men they're in. So if they've been married and they are currently married, they'll be like, oh, men out here, we're good and all that because you're hanging around married friends and all this stuff and you're around everyone who's married and all this, but you don't resonate any longer with the men who are running around knocking down as much as possible. So you don't really talk to them. You're like, oh, you'll get over that phase. It'll pass. So when men are like, oh, we're not like that, you were at one time. And so why are you in denial of it now? You know who you were before. You might have been a slayer out here. You might have been knocking everything down. But now that you're married, oh, you forgot those days. You're no longer that. And it's like, you know what it was like when you didn't want to be married at all. You had no real attachment to anyone. So why don't you speak about that?
So here's the thing, right?
Hi.
That was the correction. Well, not more like a correction, but just I wanted to add on to that part because everything you're saying, right? I'm not saying it's like a right or wrong answer to it, but I believe a lot of times when men are younger, they are more in the love type of phase. Where you're young, you're naive, you're looking for that wife. But unfortunately, they have to go through the turmoil, the BS or whatever. And after a while, when you get up to a certain age,
M3, when did you look for a wife?
man, I was looking for a wifey, like, when I was young, like in my young 20s and stuff.
How old?
I said in my young 20s.
Like 21?
Yeah. Let's say like 21 or whatever, right?
Were you looking for a
Yeah,
wife
he
when you was
was.
18?
So
I'm
I
asking
was,
a question. I'm just asking.
I mean that too or whatever, right? But at that time, right? Well, at 18, I was like more like looking for a girlfriend. At 21 or whatever, I'm like, man, like okay, like I think I'm ready. Like if I find like the woman of my dreams or whatever, that's gonna be wifey right there. And I think most of us was motivated to try to get to like into that phase. Now, of course, it took me around like around like later in my 20s. But I also think too that for most men, right? Let's just say like you got married young, right? Like in your early 20s. Okay, you got the wife, kids, whatever the case is. And people change. I'm not saying this is right or wrong or whatever, but I believe that what most relationships, I'm talking about on the men's side, how they mess up. They did all those things. Now they got bored because they never really experienced their whole phase. And that's where like you have like the
So
cheating.
then you're gonna be a hoe after that. That's all. You're gonna do it.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
I'm saying that, and that's where most men.
Absolutely.
I said that's where most men really mess up on, right? If you have not had your whole phase in the beginning of your life, it's going to catch up to you.
M3, you are promoting what I just said. Why? I thought you was gonna do better than that. You really just said
I
that.
was
You
trying
really just said that these men out here are lying to be a hoe. You just said the masses of niggas that women. The niggas said that
Wow. That, sir, was quite an entrance.
well, y'all was talking so long, so much, I couldn't even get my point out there.
you was trying to say that you was hoeing, and that's the truth. Is that if you don't be a hoe as a
that was
man early, you're gonna be a hoe as a man
I'm
later.
just no. I would try. I'm not speaking on first part. I'm just saying like on a third party perspective. Most men they think that way. Some people are strong enough to control their urges. That's why they go to church and go to marriage counseling and all that. But for others, the reason why cheating occurs.
You just say, don't do this, please.
I'm
M3,
telling
come on, baby. M3.
Look, I know you don't want to hear that.
Wait, M3, I can't do it. Dark Lake.
Dark Lake, get in here.
Hey, Dark
After
Lake.
that shit, get in here, Dark Lake.
Dark Lake, I had to ask a
Come on, man,
question
Dark
before
Lake.
M3 finished.
Dark Lake always drinking wine. What kind of wine you drinking, Dark Lake? You always drinking wine.
Dark Lake, I can't hear your voice, Dark Lake. I want to hear your sexy voice. Go ahead and talk to me real quick. Tell me hey.
Oh,
No, she's just trying to butter me up before the destruction
I mean,
comes.
I can butter you up. I
okay.
can butter
In
you
fact,
up
you
like
know,
a
see,
like a
Dark Lake
pancake.
knows.
Right.
You know how she is. Go ahead, Dark Lake.
Wait,
How's
you
everyone
gonna be
doing?
hard on me? Or you
M3.
gonna spank me hard or soft? Which way?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you're ready for that. Oh no. You gotta come. I just hopped up on the show. We gotta ease on to that. You feel me?
You slow. You like to start slow. That's how you like.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, Miss Party.
So you're learning. Hey, so M3, were you done with what you were saying though?
Yeah. I'm done because again, people can't really handle the realistic truth of things though. So I gotta remember, I have to keep it light and tight. Go ahead, Darlene. You're good.
I hope you keep a lot of things tight.
Oh yeah, I will. I got some tight stuff right now.
Hey, I'm liking the vibes here tonight. They're like for real. This is dope. I just wanted to say that
Can I see your pretty eyes? Why are you hiding it from me? Okay.
There we go. The thing is I heard a couple things during this show, and I don't know if anyone kind of noticed it. Like there's two main themes so far, right? Between Miss Polly and Chocolate. The first was like a request for us, quote unquote, good men, right? To educate and school the bum men, right? For the rest of the population of women who are missing out on men. And, at first glance, at face value, that seems logical. But the thing about it is, it's like, you got to ask yourself, and Miss Polly, tell me if you think I'm reaching or if this is like far-fetched. Why would us, quote unquote, good men educate bum men on how to be better men just so women can choose the bum men they want to choose in the first place.
Don't you want them to be better and grow? Or you think you're the only one who needs to grow because you're already there?
No. I believe that everyone deserves some guidance, but that's not the point, right? The point is the idea that you guys want, not when I say you guys, I'm not talking about you, Miss Polly, or anybody else that was on the panel. I mean, in general, pertaining to the narrative of the conversation, right? It's like, why are y'all talking about bums in the first place? Are you guys admitting subliminally that you really want the bums? You just don't want them to have bum behavior. So you want us, quote unquote, good men. You want us, quote unquote, good men to school the bums on how to be better men so you could just choose them over us anyway. Why would we do that?
No, I think what's happening is
Dark Lady, this is for you. This is for Dark Lady right here. I gotta play this for my man Dark Lady. This is for him. Let's go. Let's get it.
I think what happened is a lot of women, and like I said, men have been practicing being liars from the time they're shown to talk to women, told to tell them to be dishonest. And so I can't even hold you actually really accountable for the action itself. But the fact that you do it so long, you're good at it. Everyone knows you do something long enough, you become sufficient. Some better than others. And so if you are taught that on large scale, which has been admitted, that when you ask women who do not identify what that looks like or don't know that first, you have young women out here just trying to find a husband and someone's just telling them what they want to hear to get access. What happens is you have a lot of women who get hurt and dragged really early, okay? And they hold resentment and build up walls. And then they talk about the bums they had. And they're reflecting on that because they were tricked. And once you're being tricked, you're like, well, shoot, well, maybe they didn't know. Maybe it wasn't all of them, right? Maybe they weren't taught right. So why can't the men who know that that's wrong go and say, hey, dude, you got to stop. That's not the right way. You don't have to be dishonest to get access. And then they'll come and say, yeah, we do, or they won't like us. And that's the thing. It's an ongoing circle of how do we get out of something where it's like, if I don't lie, I don't get access. But if I do lie, I'll get access, but then they'll be mad at me later. But I'll take the L because at the end of the day, if she finds out she'll have to either accept it or not. You'll hear that a lot of women say they've been in relationships where they fall in love with this man and all of a sudden they find out the truth about who this person really is. And you're left with the option of continue to stay since you're already with them or drop them. And then most men will say, well, why don't you just drop them then? And it's like you've made that connection. You dived into your emotional place, which you're supposed to. And now that's been ripped from you and you have to be okay with it. And then when you reflect on it, you're told that, oh, see, you chose the wrong one. But how do you tell a predator, right, that, hey, I mean, they always talk about the women and these men are trying to pursue you. I mean, basically, you're taught to deceive us. You're shown to deceive us. And then when we say, hey, we were deceived, you tell us, well, it's your fault. You didn't see through the mask. But then you want us to tell our young youth, our young girls, hey, be open and honest. Some man will find you. But the thing is, like you guys say to us, how can you choose a good man when y'all all look alike? And you hear men say that to women all the time. We don't know, the hoes all look alike. Well, now it's like they've made an even playing ground. You can't choose, and neither can we.
Hold on, Miss Polly. I'm gonna answer this. Hold on. Now listen, I'm not saying this from a standpoint of me bashing women at all, right? Because I take accountability for everything that's happened to me. And if the woman has hurt me in the past, or I've hurt women, I just charged it to the game and I kept it pushing. I learned my lessons. And, it was what it was. But let's be clear. When I was a young man, very young, I would say from 18 to around 21. Oh, yeah, I was hurting my feelings a lot. Oh, yeah, I was hurting my feelings a whole lot. Right? I didn't allow it to let me become bitter, but it was happening. It was, right? And I had to charge into the game, and I had to get better. You know what I mean? I had to learn how to not be socially awkward, pick up on social cues, yada 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 yada, right? But you know what I mean? But that was early on. So yes, that's gonna happen. Women are gonna hurt men are gonna hurt women, and we're gonna have to go through growing pains. That's just the facts of life. You know what I mean? Salute to the show Facts of Life. But that's just what's gonna happen in life. You're gonna take your L's whether you're a man or a woman. The thing is to not let the L's make you bitter to the point now where you're blaming the other gender based on your experiences. You know what I mean? When you're looping every single man or every single woman into a certain thing, or that all men are bad or all women are bad, or all brothers who drive a Cadillac is the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wait a
you know
minute.
what I mean? Wait, let me finish my statement.
What?
Let me finish my statement, right? You know what I mean? Every woman who wear black, you know what I mean, is trying to take people's souls. Listen, we're not looping people. We're not looping people in the
You ever
camera.
see the Sandman? Hey, Mr. Best, you ever see the Sandman? There's a black woman in this. You saw it, bro. There's a black woman in this show called The Sandman. That's hot as fuck, bro. But she plays a character. Oh, sorry.
Hold on one second. I just want to make this point because I don't want to forget. Right?
Oh, sorry.
Now you good, bro. And darling, we're gonna talk business as soon as we get back to out here in the West Coast. But
okay.
but whatever, Miss Polly. Anyhow, right?
I take
being
souls
said-
in black and green. Get it right.
I didn't even say you, ma'am. If you want to just put it out there, go ahead. Anyhow,
And you
with that
still
being
gonna let me
said-
do it. You still gonna let me do it.
Oh boy, I don't have a choice, ma'am. You live thousands of miles away. I am not in control of your behavior. All right, you do what you want. You're a grown person. Now, anyway, right? With that being said, as my sister Galaxy Venus says, no looping. Yes, no looping. Okay, all right. And the thing is, right? Here's the thing: you have to learn your lessons, right? Because your lessons are blessings, right? Learn your lessons and grow from them. I'm not gonna bash into the women that hurt me in my youth, right? And hopefully they never bash me. And it's all good. You know what I mean? I learned what I need to learn from them, and hopefully they learn what they need to learn from me. That's what we gotta do better as a community. We gotta learn from the time when somebody hurts us and move on. All right?
Or you can choke them out and not get charges.
Everybody, please stay away from Miss Polly. I gave a disclaimer in the beginning of the show. Stay away from Miss Polly. Everybody stay away from Miss Polly. All right? She is precious stuff at the moment. All right? Thank you.
I don't know what you want me to say. Go ahead, Dark Lady.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Best, are you still there?
I'm here. I'm like, y'all rock.
Oh, no, I was going to say that there's a show called Sandman on Netflix where this really attractive black woman, she plays the character Death, and she actually takes cells and she wears all black. Sorry, I just wanted to
You
bring that
see
up.
why? We're not doing
Wow,
that.
I guess it's based on somebody we know. Okay.
Yeah. So, Miss Polly, everything that you were saying in your response to my statement, I think is facts. I think a lot of women are being hurt by men who are lying, right? And every problem that you addressed is valid. I've seen it personally. The issue is the variable that sometimes a lot of women who share your perspective, that's true in my opinion. But the variable that's missing is that while you guys are being hurt by these guys that are lying, while you guys are dealing with these bums, there are several men who you guys are friend zoning. There are several men, good men, who you guys aren't giving the time of day to because you're not attracted. You have a right to not be attracted to whatever you're not attracted to. But the fact of the matter is you're not attracted to them. So, there's a sense of, and I'm going to speak for not myself, but for men who I've spoken to in person. Oh, I've had my ups and downs with women. I've had great successes and I've had failures, whatever. The stars are aligned sometimes, sometimes they're not.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11" and a half. Okay. And so the thing is, wait 1 second. The thing is, I want to say, Miss Polly, is that sometimes women forget that extra variable in the experiences that, you guys are saying that you guys aren't guiding these lost men. But if we are saying, and let's just say for the sake of the argument that we are good men, if we're saying that those are the only men you guys are picking and giving the time of day to, what's our good men's incentive for guiding those men in the first place? You feel me? Like, that's the aspect of it that I think sometimes is missing. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm giving you like an answer to the question, essentially. And then before you, I'm so sorry, Miss Polly. Before you respond, Mr. Best, can you pull up Galaxy Venus's comment? She left like 3 comments. Can you put up the first one? Because I wanted to address what she was saying, if you don't mind. And Miss Polly, if you could hold your thought in response to what I just said, that'd be great. All right, yeah. So Galaxy, what's good, Galaxy? Galaxy says, I hear you, Dark Lake, and you have validity. However, I believe they're saying help the men be better so they won't be bum guys anymore. And when I saw this comment, Galaxy, I was thinking she's absolutely right. However, that guidance to the so-called bums is not going to come in the form that most women want it to come in, right? It's not going to come in the form of random bum guys out there, and then me, M3, and Mr. Best see those random bum guys out there, and we give them lectures and guidance on how to be better men for Miss Polly, because Miss Polly deserves a better man. That's not the form that it's going to come in. The form that it's going to come in, which I think a lot of women don't realize, is I am a father to a son. I'm going to raise him to have standards so that he doesn't grow up to become a bum man and manipulate the next generation of women that exist in the dating market. That is the form of guidance that is going to come in, or we have been attempting to make it come in, if that makes any sense to you, Galaxy. And the thing about it is, Chocolate was saying something earlier, and I love Chocolate, but she was saying something earlier like, well, why is it that you guys are asking for submissive women? And why is it that you're asking for body count in my womb and da-da-da-da-da, right? Now, anybody can disagree with those things that Chocolate was projecting, that men are asking for. However, at the end of the day, they are standards, right? You can disagree or agree with the standard, that's fine. But they are standards. If a man requests something, it means he has a standard. So if you are accepting attention from men who don't have any of those standards, right, then it sort of defeats the purpose of you not being with a bum, because a bum is not going to have any standard whatsoever. A bum is only going to be worried about your pussy. He's not going to be worried about any standards or boundaries he has as a man. And so that's what I want Galaxy to understand, is that you're right. You know, everybody deserves second chances and every man deserves guidance, but it's not going to come in the form that unfortunately, that a lot of you women want it to come in. It's going to come in from father to son, not from, random person to random person. That's just my opinion. But yeah, go ahead, Ms. Paul.
I was like, I see what you're saying, but this is where women and men have to, where women have to understand men think differently. Men function on the weakest get left behind. And that's basically what Dark Lake is saying. Without saying it. Basically, we're not worried about the ones who didn't make it or didn't get it. They get left behind, and it is what it is. Whatever damage they do is what it is. I'll make sure that the people that I can help who haven't learned anything, they get the valuable information. So when men move like that, which most men do, like those, you hear men say it all the time, like, oh, I'm not friends with those bum guys. I'm not friends with the guys who won't do this. And they're supposed to be considered the more valuable men to each other, amongst each other. And what happens is they leave behind the ones who aren't doing right. So it's a left behind on the side of the road. But what happens when you leave people on the side of the road is that you don't recognize, if you leave too many people on the side of the road, that the masses become corrupted by the large amount of people who are left behind with no guidance. So now
I can agree, Ms. Polly.
You know what I'm saying?
I can agree to that, but here's what, and I'm so sorry to cut you off, but Ms. Polly, I can wholeheartedly agree with that. The issue is this, right? It's Now, this could be wrong, but it seems like the men who are left behind, the ones who are the bums, the ones who don't have standards, they get most of the benefits from women in society today. So
But why do they
if
get that, Dark Lake? That's stuff I was gonna go into that next. Is that the reason why they get that is because just because you don't see what made them great, because we're women, we see different things that we think that are special in men. And so the ones that you say, oh, he just looks good, but he whatever. He uses his talents and adapts. And is adapting to the situation is to learn to be a better tricker, to be a better liar, to be a better this, so that he can attract those particular women into thinking that they're valuable. You know how many men have pretended to be valuable men and women believe them because they've been left behind? And that goes even to the case of, I'm not saying all men are this, so please don't take that this way, because I don't believe in the age gap that much. But if there are men who were in their their early 20s that would try to talk to young girls at school, you see it all the time, because they have the resources and blah blah blah, but they are not deemed good to the men at the same age, because those men are like, oh, all he does is he got a little house, whatever, he got a little car, but that's all he does. He work at McDonald's. But to someone who's younger, who doesn't recognize that that's valuable to them because they don't have it, and so those women will get with those men, thinking that, man, oh, he goes to work, he works at Best Buy, that's the whole story. And he's a good guy, he's nice to me. But that guy, to other men, as they know, they're like, oh, he's just gonna treat her wrong and throw her out anyway. You don't really want her. But how we view it is that way. So these men just adapt and get better, and then once again, it's still causing havoc regardless.
No, but see, Miss Polly, like again, I have to say, and I'm not okay. Go ahead.
Let me pause everybody real quick. Let me pause everybody just real quick. You know what I mean? Let me say this to Miss Polly's statement. Miss Polly, right? Let me say this, right? All right. Listen, some women want bum men, right? Some women want the hobos, they want the homosexuals, they want the man on the couch, right? They want the man that's not gonna do literally anything, right? He's not gonna cook, he ain't gonna clean, he ain't doing no laundry, he ain't taking out no trash, he ain't doing nothing, right? Some women want that, right? You know what I mean? Some women want that, Miss Polly. You know what I mean?
Wait. You saying some women want that? The only women I know who would actually want that in their lives are women who want control, because the more control they have, they feel like they have control over what happens at the end of the day. And so women who want men to actually sit there and just be there for the D, all that is just that they can control the narrative that happens around them. And they're very controlling, and men usually get upset about that control that they have over them and don't want to be with them anyway.
I hear your logic, Miss Polly, and I'm not saying that you're completely wrong, right? I'm gonna get to my sister Galaxy in that, but there are people who are part of the toxic and ratchet realm, right? And a salute to everybody who's a part of the toxic and ratchet realm. I have no hate for y'all. I just, I don't want to be in that realm, right? Or trying to be in that realm, but there are some people who are just toxic and ratchet. That's just what it is, and they like each other, whether it's a man or a woman. Oh man, I think Miss Polly's phone died. Miss Polly, come back when you can, come back. But yeah. So Darkly, I want to get to Sister Galaxy because I know she has a lot of things to say, and then I want you to respond because I know y'all was having a good dialogue with each other. So Sister Galaxy, you're in the building. Go ahead and share. Good to see you, sis.
Hello. Welcome,
Hey,
everyone.
Galaxy.
Hey, I just wanted to clarify that my statement wasn't talking about necessarily teaching bum men. It was only to give clarity to the perspective of the panelists that spoke on that. I actually agree with what you had initially said, and spoke more about, sometimes people are not teachable because they have to evolve at their own pace. So sometimes you can't help someone unless they're willing to be helped. It's like, okay, teach them, teach. The same that come with females. There are some ignorant
females that don't want to hear nothing a woman has to say. So for me, there's a difference between a man and a dude. Like some dudes are just Negroes. Men are completely different. The same with a woman and a female. We speak a lot of times putting women in the category of females. Women and females are not the same. When it comes to a woman and a man, they have experience, they have maturity, and they use their experience, not just their personal experience, but overall life experiences. And it's not personal. So they have a lot of insight, and it just causes them to move differently than a Negro or a female. And I just wanted to make that statement.
Oh,
right
you know, I kind of got that just from the comment that you made, and I completely agree with you. I was trying to get Miss Polly to understand. I hope she comes back, but I was trying to get her to understand that, like, you know, the Negroes that you're talking about and the females that you're talking about, like, they're the ones who get the most play in society from men and women. You know, so it's like, the thing about it is, it's a right thing for men to be like, let me, you know, guide this person so the pool of black people won't be so degenerate. That would be the right thing to do. But it's so very difficult for quote unquote good men to make that decision when they become demonized, belittled, you know, put in a category of being unwanted, you know, and the degenerate men are the ones who are thirsted after for the most part, right? So
and the reason for that, I believe, goes back to what Mr. Best says. We all loop one another. We're not recognizing that there's a difference between men and boys. You can be an adult boy. Just because you're an adult does not mean you're grown. You're just an adult because you're of legal adult age. But you're a grown ass boy if you're not moving like a man. The same for a female. You are over adult ass female. Ain't nothing grown about you.
yeah. Oh, the real in the chat. How you doing, bro? Yeah, Galaxy. I heard a psychologist say this one time. Psychological age does not equate to chronological age. So just because somebody is 24 chronologically doesn't mean that they're psychologically 24. They could be psychologically 14. And I feel like for whatever reason in the black community, it's like we have a hard time discerning that. You feel me?
Yeah. You mind if I,
They can even be an ignorant ass 24-year-old. They can be above the teenage age, but you just an ignorant ass 34-year-old person or ignorant ass 54-year-old person.
Right. Honestly, like the way how we carry ourselves is based on how we choose to mature, our life experiences. Galaxy Phoenix, you know, earlier, like when I was like on the platform, and again, it's really hard to kind of like make a clear point when there's so much emotion, or there's too many people talking, and there's not like a lot of listening. And sometimes like the point that I'm trying to make across can be misunderstood because of that. Basically, you know, kind of like the same things that you guys are talking about right now. I'm just trying to point out is that, look, every time when I come to these platforms, all I'm hearing is about like, okay, what the bad guys did. The bad men this, the bad man that, or the bad women this and the bad women that. And all I'm just trying to let people know is that, okay, I understand you guys been hurt, obviously. But however, maybe if you're not fixated on the wrong type of men, you could actually see some good quality men that is trying to talk to you about something that you could actually listen to and actually emulate and actually find good people like ourselves. Most of us that come on this platform, I mean, I'm for sure we're good men, you know, and good women as well too. But the thing is, like, you know, when when people are being over taught, and not a lot of people are taking the time to listen, we lose those train of thoughts. And then that's when we get into like these disagreements, but we're actually in reality, we're all agreeing to the same thing. We're just trying to make sure we bridge these gaps. We don't want to get lost into just being fixated on the wrong type of people. And that goes for men and women. And hopefully we could kind of diverge from the wrong type of crowd and actually start really seeking the good type of people. But it starts off by listening and accepting the truth that's being put out there. And here's the thing. I would say, to be fair, my truth is my truth. But that does not mean that my truth is accurate. And that does not mean that my truth is over everyone else's truth. My word is not going to always be bound to someone. But at the same time, if you don't want to be around with men that tell you sweet, little lies and all that, then you need to be around with people, and you need to be able to handle men that's going to tell you the cold hard truth, even if it does not sound pleasant at the same time. That's all.
Oh, I know Chocolate want to say something. What you want to say, Chocolate? Go ahead.
In regards to that, I'll say that I always say that truth is relevant, and it's relevant for the person that is speaking that truth. The same way that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So there's a difference between truth and fact. Your truth comes from your experiences and your values in life, and just you as an individual. There are going to be some people that share that truth. Is it fact? Absolutely not. But just because it's not fact doesn't mean it's not true either. So I just wanted to add on to that.
I appreciate it, sis. And I know y'all, like, in the comment, you always have, like, good, like, positive comments and solutions to say. So I just wanted to, like, just acknowledge that I do read some of the comments that you put out there, and I do appreciate you for doing so.
It's all love, Black Man.
Yeah, it adds to the content. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Salute to
Cam. We see you in the building. Salute to Cam May. Salute to the brother Conrad. Make sure y'all support everybody that y'all see in the chat, man. You know what I mean? All of the content creators and poets and everything else up in the building. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all. Got the man Conrad up in the building right now. Okay. Still got the bro in the building. Chocolate.
Hey, Conrad.
No, you said a poet. I wanted to say,
I wanted to say hey to you. I know you was talking when I came up, so I wanted to say hey to everybody. And no, I don't have anything to say. I'll wait my time.
Hey, boo.
Mr. Best, also one quick thing, right? I just need to say something to the chat real quick. So to the people in the chat, for the algorithm, for the intellectual soapbox, when the live does end, please, if you guys can, just take the time to, make a comment under the comment section, because it helps build an algorithm up. YouTube kind of changed their algorithm systems, right? So and this goes for all content creators. If you guys want to support, it's highly important to comment as many times as you can on the platform. That way we could get this video out to the masses. That's all I gotta say.
Factuals.
Mm-hmm.
Factuals. Brother,
Conrad, you up here?
M3.
You want to build on, bro?
Oh, well, first of all, let me share some love to my handsome brothers up here. Salute and God bless you to every single one of you. Mm-hmm. Can I say, you see Chocolate's face? She knows what's coming, so I'll come to you last. Blessings to you, Galaxy. I know I can't see you on camera, but it's all right. God bless you. You still one melanated, beautiful sister. Oh, there, look at you. At you. Oh, my good golly gosh. Good
Stalin with the locks.
Yeah, I mean, she got, my days. What's going on?
That's what I'm talking about. Natural, black, beautiful.
Hey, Chocolate. Chocolate, what's going on? What's going on? What's up?
I'm trying to be a lady, Mr. Conrad. How are you?
Yeah. I'm well. You got your hair out. I like that. I like that.
Thank you. I'm not even, and that's what's so crazy. I'm not even done. I still got
That's okay.
it's about to be a straight freedom fro all summer long.
That's okay.
So thank you.
Free it.
Thank you.
I like that term, freedom flow. Rock on.
You heard this meme. I'm gonna play this for my brother Conrad.
Thank
Who's
you.
heard this? All right, let's get it.
Yeah, that's what's
I
up.
don't like you. I know you know I don't like you. Like my brother. I don't like you. Like just know this. So just know that.
Listen, I live my life
You'll
like
get
it's
hurt.
Fresh Prince every day. Okay, that's all I gotta say about that.
Listen.
So you slapping
You know
somebody in
what's
the
funny?
face?
I will tell y'all this. Who, me?
Who you slapping in
Punching
the
people
face
in the
there,
throat?
bro?
I've done that before. What are we talking about here?
I just
Oh
want to
my
say that
God.
this is my first time seeing and meeting this brother. I've been here a few times, and this is my first time being on screen with him. And I just have to say that I see so much Black beauty and love pouring off of you, and it is such a beauty to see. So thank you for your essence and your being, because I see you, my brother.
Oh, blessings to you. Blessings to
Galaxy,
you, my
this is
sister.
for you, Galaxy. I got one for you, sis. Here we go. Let's go, y'all.
I can't. Damn it.
That's my dude.
You know, I'm just figuring out that was Avant. I had no idea who
You
the
need
hell
to
that
be
was.
Somebody
I'm
take
like,
your
I
button
thought it
away.
was Trey
Like,
Songz at first.
You see,
I'm like, Trey Songz ain't that thick.
he do sound like him.
See, this is what I'm saying,
Trey
brothers.
Songz.
You see
Mr.
how
I'ma take your girl, but you know,
you just give them that
men
love.
don't do that.
Because I saw Chocolate's face before I came on, as I was about to jump on, and I was judging your tone, because anyhow you came on here with any fire, I have a whole bucket of water I was gonna throw it on and just be like, calm down.
Holy water.
That's why I had to just give you your flowers.
I was waiting just for her. I saw her comment from earlier, and I was like, listen, you need a hug. And not one of those like church hugs either. Like, you need a hug. Like, you need to come here, lay your head on my shoulder. I know it hurts. I know. Just come, let me hug you. Let me hug you. Yeah, see, that's how you see. She can't even look me straight in my eyes, and we virtual. We're not even in person. See this side eye. That's how you know it's true.
No, bro, she booking a plane ticket. She booking a plane ticket right now, bro.
I didn't know you were talking
She
about
gonna
me.
fly you out
Because
for that hug.
yeah,
And that ain't no
you just
regular
mad
hug.
I flew you out, Dark Knight. You
That's
too
some
scared.
squeeze the
That's all right
charmin
with you.
right there.
I'm
That
not
ain't no
too.
regular
I
hug.
always
That's
worried about
squeeze the
whatever do my
charmin.
body. We wear pocket watches. If I fly a man out, ain't that my business?
Hey,
Yeah, it
Why
is.
does that?
Yeah. No, it's your
Thank
business.
you,
Yeah.
but why y'all be so worried about it though?
no, but you see what we
Why
all
do y'all
just
find
did?
that so intimidating? Like, who
Y'all-
cares?
It's not intimidating.
I'm
It's not
an adult.
intimidating. It's not intimidating.
Play the clip.
The only thing I
Don't play the clip.
I'm not getting
Yeah,
Play the clip. This the only
Actually,
time I say
play the
it. Play
clip.
the clip.
Yeah, play the clip, Mr. Best.
Cause I'm tired. Y'all not gonna keep doing
You know how many
this.
brothers felt uncomfortable when I was like, I'll fly you out. Come on. Come through, stay. You ain't gotta do nothing. We can go shopping when you get here. Do you know what I had grown men saying to me? You making me feel like a bitch. I don't like that. It's insane.
Hey, Chocolate Earth.
Uncomfortable.
Hey, Chocolate Earth. Hey, look, if you want to fly me out, I'll have no shame. Okay? I will be proud. I'll tell my homies, like, hey.
I don't have no shame. That's the problem.
No, I know. I'm talking about
I have no
for a
shame.
guy. I'm talking about for a guy. Like, if you
Well-
flew me out right now, you give me my tickets for the weekend. Yo, I'm gonna be like, yo, I got this bad.
You ain't gonna want to
My name
leave
is
me.
Chocolate Earth.
I'm gonna have to send you out with the police.
You don't want to go home. You gonna be want to stay.
Galaxy.
No, I
See
did
how
that once before. No, not quite like
see how
that too.
black
No
love just
thanks.
changed the whole atmosphere?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Now when me and
Conrad,
Miss
what
Polly
you?
was up here talking, until he came up here, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was cool till M3 came up here with that case. Like, what is you doing?
And then I
Nobody
saw
is
you and I was
bashing
like, nope,
any of the
get in the
men
water.
up here. I have never, ever have I ever personally come at anybody up here. Not once. But because y'all can never get me with my argument, you gotta come for me. I'm hurt. You hear? I'm a person.
We can
You
be
hear
hurt together.
hurt?
I got a hug for you.
You
I got a
right.
full hug.
You can't hear strength. You can't hear aggression. You can't hear that. That's too much for you. But y'all can sniff the pain right out of me. I'm so sick of y'all, boy. Y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. Keep going. Keep going. That's all I'm gonna say. No. Because
Well, Conrad, what
once
did
I
you
get my
think?
go ahead,
Conrad,
you're
what
not
you
gonna
think of the
leave me on me.
conversation?
Well, I kind of came
What you
in.
think?
I kind of came in late, and I thought there was some trauma bonding going on. So I really and truly, I was getting ready to come and mop the floor with that because I don't believe in trauma bonding. I believe in healing. I believe in accountability. I believe that there has to come a time for each party to do introspection of oneself. You have to take a stock of oneself, and I love movies. So as you guys were speaking, the one movie line that came to me was out of Pacific Rim with Idris Elba when the other guy's father went down and he had to co-pilot and he's like, oh, you can't pair with me. You can't pair with me. And he was like, what are you talking to? I'm a general. He's like, I've already figured you out mentally. You're a little daddy's boy and you got some issues. I'm a fixed point. And the reason why that came back to my mind is because for everything that we want to do in the Black community, the goal is a fixed point. And at some point, we're going to have a mind that has already detangled the web of where we are, where we're coming from, and some of the plights that still might face us as we go along. Now, the question is, from me, is are we going to make those plights happen again and again and again and again, or are we going to lay it down? Also, I would even further the question to say, if there's, let's say out of us 6 right now, there's one brother and one sister that is causing the plight. Are we strong enough mentally to say, hey, you two, y'all can't come over here right now because you're messing with the vibes. Like we all spread in Black love up here, right? We got to understand that there's some of us that we've been so conditioned and so traumatized over so many years as a people that we don't know how to see the unity. Every time I see every single one of you, even if we're not on a panel, I see unity. I see love, right? I might not check on Chocolate as much because she might try to fly me out. And, depending on the time of the day, I might not be ready for that. But look at her face. No, but but no, seriously, it's like checking on the brothers, making sure everybody's good. We got to get back to some of these basics of home training. Home training will make some of these issues really get away. We have to get back to building that value system within each other. I don't know if that hits right on top of it. Like I said, I came in late, but from what I was hearing at the time, that kind of just sprung to my mind that like our minds, Black man, Black woman, we have to be fixated on removing things that keep cancers in the community. We have to do it. We owe it to ourselves. I don't like, I mean, growing up, y'all know me. I always reference the fact that I'm Canadian. I live in Canada because there's a way that we as Black people, and me growing up specifically, maybe I'll just speak for myself, looking at Black Americans, I'm like, yo, y'all have to have a way of really relaying love through music. And I'm a musician. I play piano, I play Hammond organ, I play drums. So it's like being able to speak that language, I'm kind of like, where did we lose it, or where did we give it up?
It was given up.
Yeah, right. So if then we can agree, and we don't all have to agree, but if we can come to a consensus that it was given up, then it's like, what triggered us? What sword was pushed in? What prompted us enough to say, I'm not even going to try to preserve this? And that's what bothers me. It bothers me that, like, even every day, even around the town in Toronto, I go around, I see a black brother. Yo, I embrace him. I say good morning. I give him a hug. I don't got to know him, but I understand that he's my brother, and peradventure, he might be going through one of those days where he feels like nobody cares for him and the world is against him, and social media says that black women hate him. Okay, when I see a sister, I'm specifically going to make sure that she's okay. Not because I'm trying to get any attention from her, but I want her to feel that, okay, somebody cares for me and I don't require them to care for me. Somebody is actually invested in me for this 3 seconds that I might see them. And it's genuine and they don't require anything from me, right? It's the same reason why I mentor, because when I was coming up, needing other men to kind of, especially within our community, to kind of give me the game and give me some real knowledge for life, all they wanted to talk about was getting girls. I'm like, I know how to do that. So even that last point you guys were making, that sometimes the chronological order is not the same as, what was the quote again?
Chronological age doesn't equate to psychological age.
Right, and that is true. When we get stuck in some of these conversations, and I choose to use the word stuck. When we get stuck in some of these conversations, we have to ask ourselves at some point, from what end are we debating or even talking about it, right? And it doesn't mean that it's not necessary. It just means that we might have to rethink and retool the gear that we're going into the conversation with, or staying in the conversation with, because feelings are good, feelings are fine, but when they start manifesting other things and friction, and it doesn't mean that we're all going to agree. It's not no utopian or Care Bears, but there has to be that aspect of, Galaxy doesn't know me, but she knows I respect her. She knows I have a love for her as her black brother. And the same thing for you guys. You guys got to know that Conrad has a deep-seated value and respect for me, and I don't got to give Conrad $1. Right. And I think the more we get to work this out, even if it's just us 6 or it's us 6 in the chat, is the more it's going to take ground to start reshaping. But we're going to have to dump off some of these ideologies. And I mean, it's easier said than done, right? Like,
Conrad, I just have a question for you real quick. And it's just real quick. It's not a whole speech. This is a question. Do you believe in the 10% ant theory, that essentially you have 100% of the ants going to the right, but then 10% of those 100 start moving to the left, and then the rest of the 90% start to slowly move to the left with the 10%? Do you believe in that?
To a degree, yes. And the reason why I say that is because I'm a living example of that, and I could go into that all day, but without a speech, I do believe that. Because that 10, they're resolute and fixed on a certain point. And it doesn't mean that they're perfect or they're complete in their thesis. It's just that, like, their thesis is saying, yeah, this makes sense. And I really love everybody over here in the 90, but we got to move over here. And if they can see me and catch the vibe, then yeah, come along. But at the same time, I can't stay here doing the whole crabs in the bucket thing.
And that's what I was thinking about when you were speaking this whole time, because everything you're saying is like, it's emotionally right, but it's just practically hard, because it's like, at what point do the so-called, I'm not righteous, I'm just using this as an example, do the so-called righteous have to experience not receiving any benefits when the so-called wicked receive all the benefits? So if you're that 10% righteous, whether you're connected to some sort of higher frequency as the 10% that's going in a direction that the 90% should be going, is it really wrong for the 10% to be like, fuck the 90%? If they want to come, they can come, but they're over there. And I kind of think that that's where in my opinion, the black community has failed because just for an example, the white community, they always had, and it is classism and it's not right, but they always have, that's white trash. They live over there in trailer parks. I don't agree with that thought process. I'm just using it as an example.
No, it's true though. It's true.
But there are a lot of, it's a wrong way to think about things, but practically it creates a lot of benefits for that demographic. Because not every white person is tied to white people in the trailer parks. And shout out to white people in the trailer parks. I'm not trying to belittle you or insult you if you're listening, right? I'm just saying that the differentiation and the distinction is important. So I feel like the differentiation between black people and niggas, when I was younger, I thought this was hatred and self-hate. And it can be sometimes, but I think that the differentiation is important. That, you know what, there are these black female rappers out here talking about twerking and stuff, but you know what, we also have to point out that there are 60% of black families in America who are raising black daughters to not do that. And the black community, and I'll end it here, the black community for several years has been sort of like, trying to metaphorically throw a lifeline out into the ocean for that degeneracy, because we're all connected to this thing called the color black. And for the most part, it has done us a disservice. I think that there should be a differentiation. This is what those people are doing that we do not agree with, right? So then we're not represented as a whole like that globally. I know it's very provocative what I just said, but that's just those are my thoughts on what you were saying. Right?
No, it's a hard road to travel, and I'll give this example, and then I'll yield. Salute to you, Marcus. Back in 2015, 2016, I had an acquaintance, a brother, who was going through a situation, and because of this situation, the police were on him. And they, it was like, because of his history, anywhere he had gotten in trouble with the police, they're coming to uproot his kids from him because they viewed him as that much of a danger. When this happened, I got a call and they say, "Yo, Conrad, we need your help." That time, I'm working at this nice hotel. When I tell you I'm making bank, I got my hourly set, got my benefits set, got my full time, everything is set. But the tips I was getting from people and the mad love and respect, especially come Caravana time up here, carnival season up here, oh, bro, crazy. Man said, "I need your help. I need you to come, you know what I mean, kind of help me out with the kids, make sure everything stays right, because, yo, CPS is going to take away the kids." I leave my job. Them good benefits, them good tips, all that good stuff. I leave it. I go to help him. Now, he's incarcerated. One day, he calls the phone. His daughter answered. He goes, "Hey, it's Daddy." She goes, "No, it's Uncle Conrad." My man loses it. I could understand though, to a degree. This is me being nice. Loses it. "Yo, I'm gonna get you. Watch when I get out. I'm gonna do this to you." And I'm just like, "You're gonna do what?" I'm like, "Bro, don't sit there and think that just because like you feel that you're gangster, that I didn't just give up a whole salary. Like, I'm not getting paid to watch your kids. You called a brother and said, 'Brother, help me.' This is like, it's our skin tone. We're not talking about nobody else. This is us. Daughter and a son. Uncle Conrad comes in, and you don't have the wherewithal to understand that me and you sound similar. I'm not in front of your daughter, my niece. So yeah, she could very well be confused at the age of 3. And I said, all right, bet. Here's what. I'm out. That was October of 2015. By my birthday, I got another call from the mother of the children. Yo, we really need your help. We need you to step in. The CPS is at the door trying to take the kids. I'm just like, I can't. I'm like, unless y'all is willing to drop them off and sign over guardianship, which I know you're not going to do, but that's the only way to save your kids. I'm out. I can't do anything because I already 3.5 months ago, I gave up my livelihood to help you. Now this is, so when we talk about that 10%, this is where I wanted to land it. When we talk about that 10% and the code of, or that foundation of righteousness, that righteousness will always be wrapped up in love. If M3 calls me right now and says, yo, bro, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I need you to fly down here and I need you to just stand witness with me. There's a part of me that will question the guard, like I will question him to no ends, but I'll never make it public. You know what I'm saying? That's part of that 10%. Now, I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm not going to be like walking on pins and needles and be a little, you know, wondering if, you know, would he set me up, or, you know, that might be in the back of my thought. But the part of me that says the only way the bond between black brothers who don't live together, who don't share the same mother, are ever going to really actually love and respect each other is if I make this move. Now, he could very well take my love, my kindness for weakness. He could very well do that. But if I withdraw my kindness from him and he needs it, he's got to have to deal with that, because he's not guaranteed to find another 10%. That is that whole complex between the 10% and the 90%. And so the more, and I used to be one of those people where like, yo, a sister like Chocolate Earth, I might take her for granted. A brother like M3, like you, Dark Lake, like Galaxy, like Marcus, I might take you for granted because, like you said, where I am intellectually.
Hey, what about me? Why you always forget about me?
Because so you always say you ain't that guy. So quiet.
So you too, brother. You know what I mean? I could very well take you all for granted because of where my mental state is not at, even though outwardly I should be of the age to understand that I'm not indebted, but I should have a love towards each and every one of you. And that's the problem. A lot of the things that, even as you mentioned, like the twerking and the celebrities and all that stuff, if you really check them, the majority of them here, they're not really there. They're on a lower totem pole. I call them high school kids. The majority of these celebrities, they're high school kids.
I put myself in that. I want to make it clear that I'm not what's the term? Higher than thou, you know, because I posted some chicks twerking on my Instagram. I'm not gonna lie, but for the sake of the conversation, I think that's a fantastic point that you made. And my challenge in life, pertaining to some of my recent challenges that some of them I've overcome, is not allowing, whether I'm in the 10% or not, don't know, but not allowing the 90% to change my status in the 10% if the status is predicated upon love and trust. You're right. Like it's very difficult to not indulge in feelings of vengeance or callous perspectives toward your fellow sister or your fellow brother. The 90% make it extremely to do that. But like, if my challenge is that trying to figure out how to stay on the same track, right? If I have love and I want to project it, and then I encounter someone like you said, you might take it for granted. Let's say I encounter someone like Conrad in his journey at a time of his life where he took it for granted. Then naturally I would feel inclined to not be that way anymore because I don't want to be taken for granted. But me making that decision is automatically putting me in the 90%, not the 10. You feel what I'm saying? And that is the most difficult challenge for me in my life right now. Trying to hold true to who I am as a person and not letting outside sources, foreign people, external situations, dim the love that I have. And that is the most challenging thing because, you know, people, I can be very supportive and I can be very loving, but I also have a dark side. Like my name is Dark Lake for a reason, man. Like, and I feel like, you know, when someone's bad to me, they're just bad to me. But when I'm bad to them, it needs to be called out from people because I'm a demon or something. So I feel like even people who would take things for granted even put you on a pedestal because they know you're in the 10%. So you can't even react the way that they react. Like they want to act nasty, but they're not expecting you to act nasty because you're in the 10%. And I just feel like I'm going on a rant, sorry, but I feel like it's a certain level of strength that the people in the 10% have to find in order to stay on their moral compass, in order to stay projecting love. And it's not easy to do, you know.
I have been asked a few times in my life, how do I keep people from taking advantage of me? And this is in regards to walking in love and being loving and having balance. Like you say, your name is Dark Lake for a reason. And I said, my answer was, I can't be taken advantage of because I'm love. And if someone mistreats me or abuses my love, then there was a lesson for me to learn in it. And so because I trust my journey in life, that if something happens, I don't look at it as a negative experience. It's a learning experience. And as long as we are learning and growing, there's nothing bad about it. I don't see that as negative. But me being true to who I am is how I keep people, per se, from taking advantage of me. It's trusting the lessons that I've already learned, trusting my spirit and my guide, and knowing that because I walk in love, and because not only do I walk in love, but I have wisdom and I'm balanced, that you can't finesse me. Like, what I give freely. Now, if you're at a space in your life to where you're just a taker, then when I see that, I have to move accordingly. And that makes it a lot easier for me.
Thank you. You did it in a lady way, the way in my brain
That's interesting.
but I don't say it that way. But thank you so much for saying so, because some of us aren't. Just because we're passionate don't mean that we think every man is the devil around the corner, or that we're so hurt and misused that we can't see if somebody cares or not, you know, because, you know, you get a little too loud. So I'll give you my girl 6 this evening until it's time to go. But yes, I agree, Ms. Venus. Some of us can't compartmentalize. Some of us have the ability to see not just you as a human being, but past that, because you have an energy, a vibe that you give off, right? I heard my mama in my head. I ain't gonna say it. Thank you. I'm gonna pause right now.
Go say no, Chocolate. Say it. What did your mom say? If you don't mind. What? You heard your mom in your head. What was the message?
I hear my mom all the time. She keep me out of jail. I don't know about you. Shit, my mama be telling me.
Wow.
Slow down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That, sir, was quite an entrance.
I think, Miss Venus, if you can attest as another fellow woman, I am what is considered a wild child. Always have been. I don't listen. I don't do what people say. I'm against the authority. And all that equaled out to us I wouldn't do what men tell me to do. I've never had a woman say that to me ever in my life. Never. Only until I started encountering you wonderful fellas did I realize that my attitude wasn't accepted like I thought it would be. So, I'm working.
You know what I just saw in the spirit, Chocolate? It's so interesting to me. I look at us all, well, not us all, the elite, the light bearers, the true light bearers. We are all gods and goddesses. And some goddesses or some gods, because a goddess is just a female god, so it's still a god. Some gods are misunderstood. Now, my opinion, I do think that you are a bit chaotic at times. But what I just saw in the spirit is you may be a chaos god. And people don't understand chaos because it brings confusions and it shakes shit up, and it's like a tornado, and it's always whirling around and making noise and tearing up shit.
That would be me.
But tornadoes have their purpose. They do serve a purpose. So I just wanted to share that. You just may be a chaos god in the spirit.
Hey, I wouldn't deny or say. My thing is, when I think of chaos, the chaos in my life is shaking shit up from the status quo, not running around talking about how men ain't shit, because I could care less. You can only deal with one of y'all at a time. Like, that's it. And it's either I will or I won't. Like, that's all. So I don't come up here to go him or her. I don't have a fight in the game to hate on y'all if I like men. Are you crazy? You know how much boy band ass I would get out here?
Oh my gosh.
Was like, oh, let me pander to y'all. My house would be paid off. I will be able to buy my other 40 acres. Do you know how many propositions I've had since I've been up here?
Well, she's actually kind of right about that. I'm not going to front. She's kind of right about that, bro.
Yeah, you call me a gold digger and a 304. But
King
these
Rooster.
men are opening their wallets and leading with them. I don't have to open my mouth or my legs. See, we do exist. That's why, yeah, I have been accused of being a witch. I've been accused of putting something on something. You? No, broke you. I'm going to go to the richest man at the top. Elon Musk about to be my baby daddy. Is you cry? Like, what are you talking about? Why would I use that in that way? I'm not going to get anything positive back if I have to lie to you to get you to be with me. So I tell the truth,
we gotta go home, y'all.
And I'm crucified for it, but I will never change.
We gotta go home, y'all. I gotta end the live, but I gotta give Chocolate her flowers as always.
Good night, y'all. Thank you.
Hold on, wait. Everybody, wait. Because we're gonna hang out in the back, because that's what we do. Sorry, live audience.
And before we go, I would like to say one more thing, if I may, please.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to play this for Chocolate real quick. You know what
I mean? Let Miss V.
I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it. Leave me alone.
You know how many brothers felt uncomfortable when I was like, I'll fly you out. Come on. Come through, stay. You ain't got to do nothing. We can go shopping when you get here.
That sound like my kind of woman.
Do you know what I had grown men saying to me? You making me feel like a bitch. I don't like that. It's insane.
I have Galaxy say what you gotta say.
Yes,
and then I'm gonna close out and we're gonna hang out.
In light of being misunderstood, another thing I just saw in the spirit was like what most people might think is a complicated math equation. You know, we use this saying all the time, 1 + 1 = 2, but that's not the only way you can get 1. You can do 0.1 plus 0.2 and add so many different things to get to 2. When I look at you, Chocolate, you're like an equation that most people don't take the time out to really solve. And so with being misunderstood. We have to be teachers. Not everybody can teach. Like, this is how you understand this kind of math. You may be a whole totally different kind of math. You know, chemistry ain't for everybody. I can't think of all the different
I
kind
was
of
just about to say,
the
chemistry
different
math
kind
is
of
different
math.
from algebra.
You got him. Yeah. I
And
appreciate
so it just
always.
takes it takes a professor to break down your equations and to be able to speak to you and understand you without judging how difficult the equation may seem to be. And so with that, it's all love.
Listen to
You
the viewing
know it's all
audience. We
love,
about to
Jack.
we about to chop it up in the back. Viewing audience,
I ain't
viewing
chopping
audience, we
them
love
down.
you. We will be back tomorrow. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow.
Well, then come
We
handle
funded
it,
the
then,
show,
man.
everybody. Remember that.
Can I say something before you
I
end?
know my address in the back. Let's
Ain't
go.
on the
Come
back,
handle
yo.
it.
Y'all still gonna
Who
keep
can help me
going?
with?
Hell, we're gonna kick it. Go ahead, darling. Go ahead. So go ahead and watch for this
Dr.
video.
Cat.
My
Oh
nerves.
yeah. I just wanted to say, Dark Lake revived. Let's go.
With that being said, we love you guys. We'll be back with Melissa the Exclusive tomorrow, episode 2. Love you guys. We about to hang out and chill. If you haven't come up here already, then hey, it is what it is. Bye, guys. We'll holler at y'all later. Hey.
Bye.
Chocolate.